Hello, listening people.
Hello.
You're listening to Spin Polish Presents Unappreciated Masterpieces. I'm Ryan Sliwinski.
And I will let you call me Mr. Bartek.
Mr. Bartek?
Yes.
Not Miss Bartek?
No, Mr. Bartek.
Mrs. Bartek. Okay,
No,
you
I'm
are
not
married.
I'm not married.
Ms. Bartek.
Mr. Bartek.
Mr. Bartek.
I will let you call me Mr. Bartek.
Alright, Mr. Bartek, I'll let that happen then. So, you're listening to Spit and Polish. Why are we called Spit and Polish? It's always because we're spitting, and we are both Polish.
And there's a presents in the name as well.
Oh, obviously, because we present you with...
Presents.
That's exactly what we do. No, we present you with unappreciated masterpieces. What are unappreciated masterpieces? Great question, me asking.
What are unappreciated masterpieces?
Well, man with a bowl gag in his mouth, an unappreciated masterpiece is a film in this case. A film that we think deserves more worship, more praise, more love. These are films that aren't completely forgotten, but aren't completely remembered either. They're films that are middle of the road, to say the least. Maybe on the lower side, maybe on the higher side. But we say, hey, that road led to creativity and hard work. And we think we need to praise the road.
If you're on the
Not
middle...
the film The Road, that already has enough praise, but,
If you're in the middle of the road, the police aren't going to pull you over because technically you're not on the wrong side of the road.
No, it depends what country you're in.
Oh, so, it's illegal to drive on the sides of the road, but you have to be in the middle.
Yeah, it depends if it's like a one road. There is no...
Very conceptual...
One-way road, yeah.
Conceptual paradox. You can only drive on the middle of the road.
What's the conceptual paradox are we covering in this masterpiece of an episode? Our
Is it
episode will be
the
a
movie or the concept I was just talking
Our
about?
episode will be a masterpiece. What's the movie that is a paradox for the general masses, evidently? Because here we are, scientists of film, having to decode this.
So just to recap for the listening people, despite all our talk of roads and calling me Mister,
there will be no roads in the film.
Our focus is on movies, and the movie we are doing today is Oznaczony.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't speak Polish. I mean, I am Polish by descent, but not, language-wise, so...
I know,
I don't know what you said.
I just get up
I don't know
what you say it.
Fuck yeah. But what is it that we're watching, Bartek? I'm just so unsure. What was it? Say it again in Polish? I might get it. Nah, sorry, man. I really thought I could.
Ryan,
this episode...
The reason why you don't know is because when you repeated it, you put an N in there.
Well, I was saying...
Think about it. Remove the N, and it's...
Oh, is it the Sean Connery classic, The Avengers?
No, we've done that one, but he's in it. He's in it.
Oh my god, is it The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Nope, never seen it, so we can't do
What's the other nail in the coffin? Oh, Entrapment!
No. Oh wait, yes, that is the one we're doing.
Entrapment from 1999, the year before the millennium. Yay!
Well, technically 99 was at a millennium.
Yeah, but year before the millennium.
Oh, because we live in this one, so this is the one.
Yes. Also, I'm referencing the film. So, that film is the one we're covering. Of course, we can't cover it alone. We need someone with someone who can really bend and stretch to our spit and polish.
And someone who can talk.
That's always a gift.
Yes.
Who's the person that can bend, stretch, and talk? That's like a trifecta of talent. It's the only talent they got.
Yes. Ladies and... You laughed.
It was the bending part.
That was me doing a really good impersonation of our guest.
And an impression.
Oh, both.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Others.
Sorry.
Pets, maybe.
I take that back. Listening people.
That's fucking
because
right.
that's
respect our audience,
yes.
Bartek.
They're calling me Mr. Bartek this episode. I call them listening people.
That's right.
That's our pet name for our audience.
No, it's the name. My pet name for them is the fuckboys.
But
I want to meet those ones.
So that one's fuck boys, not fuck girls and fuck.
No,
others.
fuck boys transcends genders.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, is our guest one of those?
A fuck boy? We'll have to find out in this episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, our brand new guest who's never been on the show except twice before is Mr. Sam Langsford.
Hello,
Sam
dears.
Langsford. Has it only been 2 times before?
Yes, it was Starsky and Hutch and that classic Deep Rising.
And now it's a classic entrapment. You've been entrapped in Catherine Zeta-Jones' left butt cheek as she bends and flexes in this amazing heist romantic art film.
I believe it's called a caper film.
Ah, is it now?
Not enough capes.
Then not enough is. So...
Not enough film.
No, you ruined it. What you should have said
There's a
was
lot of
not
film.
enough fit, and then he could have said and then we would have been complete with this whole entire running sequence.
Wow, Ryan, way to explain a joke that didn't happen.
I'm going to explain everything in this commentary because that's what we do. You guys need to get your copy of Entrapment because I imagine we all have a legal tender copy of, tender, not like abusive copy.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were...
Tender,
caress this
not
DVD.
abusive like its lead star, Catherine Zeta-Jones. The thing about Catherine Zeta-Jones is she was in movies. So get your copy of her movie and Sean Connery's movie, Entrapment, ready. Because we are going to start this movie. We're going to do a countdown. I'm going to say play. And you guys are going to line up with us. So you're going to be watching the film and seeing what we're talking about. Because we are going to get balls deep into the minutia of the film. We're going to talk about Sean Connery's alleged hairpiece. We're going to talk about Catherine Zeta and her Jones. And we are obviously going to talk about the weird femininity of Ving Rhames. So get your copy ready because we're going to start this in 3, 2, 1, play. So, what was that, sorry?
Happy Millennium.
Happy Millennium. We are now 5 seconds in. Whoop, whoop. So 20th Century Fox. How do we feel about 20th Century Fox,
It's
guys?
the 21st century, guys.
Get it, fuck it. Not at this point. Not at this point. It was still 20th century then.
What's still?
Well, they should
It's only 30th century in Futurama.
Ryan, they really should have considered, that... It's 1999. It's not going to be 20th century for long. Most people who watch this film are probably going to do it in the 21st.
I was really surprised growing up that they didn't change the 21st Century Fox because that was a big thing. It was like they are going to change, and then they just said no.
Living in the past.
Now, Sam, I got you for this episode for a very specific reason, which was lasers were involved.
I do love lasers.
I found this film as a recommendation on IMDb from when I was looking at another film. Can't remember what that film was, and it just had Catherine Zeta-Jones with Sean Connery's face behind her.
Ominously hovering giant size.
I think I see
The
the image.
entire poster is of her entire body, and then behind her, all of Sean Connery's face, so it's
Yeah.
massive.
Was there like a
And-
red
and she's
background?
orangey,
Yeah,
yellow,
yeah, I think
and
like
then
lasers.
there's just laser beams across her, and I'm just like, okay. Then I scroll down, I'm like, oh, this is a movie about her trying to get an art thief locked up, and then I look down in the IMDb review, the first review was one I have included, and it mentions lasers. I'm like, Catherine Zeta-Jones, art thief, lasers? I need Sam Langsford for this. I can't think of anyone else who can cover a topic like Catherine Zeta-Jones and lasers. When I asked Sam to be on this episode, Bartek, I even said to you beforehand, I said, I found a movie that screams Sam.
You
I
did
found
say
a movie
that.
that screams him.
Yeah.
And I was being very boastful about it to my girlfriend, to my housemate, to you, and without actually knowing if Sam was the right person or haven't seen the movie. I messaged him, and he's just like, oh, this is a classic of mine. This is what I've grown up with.
This is one of the old go-tos when I was born on a Sunday. I mean, what else can we watch but Entrapment?
And I knew it. Don't you love it when you can see certain films and you just know, a friend I know has definitely seen this.
Yeah,
and you don't know for a fact, but you deep down, you do know.
Yeah, I don't know Sam as well, but I was watching this. I'm like, I think he would.
Well,
like
after
this.
we did
Yeah.
Deep Rising, you know the kind of movies that Sam will like.
You mean great films with good actors
From the
and,
90s?
and twisted plots and all sorts of surprises?
Was Starsky and Hutch one of these films? Or did
Well,
I just
no,
randomly-
Starsky and Hutch was our first film, so I didn't know his taste of movies, and I just knew that Owen Wilson was in it. I thought, he looks like a guy who likes Owen Wilson.
Okay,
And I was
but
definitely
now
wrong
it's
about
one of
that.
his classics.
I like
No.
Owen Wilson in Anaconda.
Anaconda is a great Owen Wilson role. It's not as good as his role when...
The Haunting, where he gets his head knocked
Well,
off.
The Haunting is great, where he's like, oh, wow, scary, when a ghost comes into the... Like, have you seen The Haunting?
I've seen clips from it.
Well, there's a great bit in The Haunting.
Catherine Zeta Jones is in it.
And she's gay in it.
Yeah.
Properly
the book's
gay.
actually hella lesbian about it.
The original movie's hella lesbian too.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed the book. The book is
The Haunting with Catherine Zeta Jones, who's in this movie, and Owen Wilson, there's a great bit where it's like, genuinely supposed to be scary, like the ghost monster appears, and it's like really intense. They got the music and the editing and the lighting, everything's intense, but Owen Wilson just goes, oh wow, scary. He just deflates any form of tension.
I do remember in the clips I watched, it was very much a case of, why is Owen Wilson here?
It's like if you had this sequence here where it's all intense, and then you hear
wow,
Catherine
this is
Zeta
high.
Jones say in a voiceover,
Like,
oh wow,
Whitey's
this was
voice.
scary. No. She says, no, you hear Sean Connery in a voiceover during this sequence be just like, and this is where it got scary.
How many bad Sean Connery impersonations will there be in this?
Okay, this is where it got scary. There you go. That's him in...
Did we do any...
Of course
in
we
the
did in the Avengers. So let's get on topic, guys. Let's talk about this film. And I like how that actor's clearly not Sean Connery.
Yeah, it's clearly some random person.
There's a man with dark hair for one.
It looks like Steven Seagal.
It actually, I thought for a little bit in this movie that Alec Baldwin was in this movie simply because there's one actor who plays a man called Hector who has the exact same voice as Alec Baldwin but does not look anything like Alec Baldwin.
He does not.
No one can look that good. But let's get into the proper meat of the film, which is our own histories with this movie. My history is one that I just explained. I saw this recommended. I've never seen or heard of it before. And I thought of Sam Langsford instantly. I'm like, this is a movie. I was like giddy with joy. But it's also a movie that I was giddy with joy to see because I really do like Sean Connery. And this was at the end of his career of a film actor. And
Before he went out on that great high.
And then I love Catherine Zeta Jones. Catherine Zeta Jones is one of those actresses that not only is incredibly hot, but she's incredibly talented, and she's in one of my favorite movies, which is Intolerable Cruelty by the Coen brothers. So I've always had like a soft spot for her as an actress. So I thought, Catherine Zeta Jones, Sean Connery, and lasers? This is a movie we need to investigate on this show. Sometimes I put blind faith into movies, not knowing much about their reputation, because I don't want to look up their reputation too much. I just go off the rating of the movie and the fact that I personally haven't heard of it, and that's usually a good sign that it's an unappreciated masterpiece.
Yeah. You shouldn't just take people's words for it unless they're us, but, sometimes you just need to experience an unappreciated masterpiece for yourself.
Yeah, take my word, you're meeting the best character right now, which is that lizard on a leash. No, the best character with the most supple breasts in the film. Here he is. I don't know how he's not everyone's favorite character.
The moment he appeared, I'm like, suddenly this film, it got to daylight. We can see a bunch of mise-en-scene.
We could see
him.
He's definitely got $50 nips.
I feel like it's the price of entry to looking at Catherine Zeta-Jones in her catsuit.
You want to see this man's hairy
you have
chest.
to look at this guy multiple times.
Here's the best part about this, Bartek. Before we get into your history with this, I just made a reference to a previous episode of ours called The Core, in which there's a whole gay fan base for Stanley Tucci, in case you didn't know, Sam, that really want to know the size of Stanley Tucci's nipples. They're like, are they are they dimes? Are they quarters? Are they $50? This movie's directed by the same man who directed The Core, and we got to see full nips of that gentleman. Is this foreshadowing? Maybe.
What's his name? John Amiel?
John Amiel, I would say.
Okay.
So, this is Catherine Zeta-Jones' introduction. Now, Bartek, I don't know what your feelings are about Catherine Zeta-Jones, but I was very shocked when she came in with an American accent in this movie. I'm used to her with her nice British accent.
Welsh.
You know what I mean, English. Fuck you.
UK accent.
UK accent. No,
She-
Irish, there you go.
She usually hides the more Welshy parts of it quite well, and every so often she just slips.
Oh, yeah, but she's using the I'm talking British accent
Received
to
pronunciation.
hide my Welsh. So I'm right saying British, so fuck you, Sam.
So Ryan, just for a little disclaimer, which island is Sean Connery from?
Which island?
The Ireland.
Oh, he's from neither.
Neither?
Do you think Sean Connery's Irish? Is this what you're telling me?
Come on, Ryan, which one's he from?
The big one.
The big one?
The big island.
Sean Connery's Irish. Please don't tell me you think this.
Twiddly-dee,
No, Ryan, you know me and my Irish history.
Oh, the fact that Bartek thinks Northern Ireland and Ireland are both in the UK. He's Liam Neeson in disguise.
For people who don't know, this is a running joke on the show. Me and my.
Can I talk about this bald guy?
That's a great thing.
Can we?
Look at this
Can we
screen.
please, before he goes away? I'm not bald myself, but how far forward does the hairline go on ahead? Because you can see his hairline goes nearly in the center of his forehead, like the remaining fluffs of hair you can clearly see is in the center of his forehead. Like, there it is.
Just shave it all off, man.
Look at it. It's really low. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I hope he's okay.
Right.
So what's your history with this movie, Bartek?
If I say it, it's pretty much repeating what you said. It's your history, then what you told me.
Wow,
And
that's
that's-
emotional. So you've never heard of this movie before?
I might have heard the name, but I didn't know anything
Well,
about it.
Entrapment, when the cops try and blackmail a criminal. That's what Entrapment.
They convince them to commit the crime in the film.
Convince them to commit the crime. That's Entrapment.
It's
It's also illegal.
well, Ryan. It's trapment, but they put an N there and they put an E at the beginning too.
Far out. I
Do you
like
that
Entrapment.
twist That I was like, oh, N, but it was
his
just
race
like,
apparently is Corge.
what?
His race and the information.
Oh,
Since they can't
Corge.
write Caucasian, they just wrote Corge.
No, it means he's from Corja.
No, he's a courgette.
Caucasus.
It's a town in Ireland.
I'm very proud of you for that one, Bartek. Sam, you were saying this is a lazy Sunday
You asked me
afternoon
two
movie.
questions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what was your other fucking question?
It's like my history with Catherine Zeta.
Oh yeah, what do you think of Kathy?
Not familiar with her too much. I know of her. I actually didn't know that she wasn't American.
She wasn't. Oh, that Oh, cool.
Yeah, I haven't really seen. I've definitely heard of her, and I definitely.
You never watched Zorro?
No, I haven't. No,
Wow.
I've definitely seen.
The Phantom?
No, Ryan.
Damn. You're
the
missing,
classics.
you're missing
That
a
one-
good lesbian performance by Treat Williams.
That one's a phantom on my filmography.
Fuck,
of
it's
watching.
good. It's so good. You know, you haven't lived till you've seen Zayn in a tight purple outfit.
And this was before they
I've
figured out
seen
suits
that
properly.
outfit, Ryan.
And this
I've
is
seen
before
it.
Billy Zane went full bald.
No, I think he had to shave during it to film the scenes where he had the cap
And then
on,
he never grew his hair
because
back.
they never quite figured out until Spider-Man how to do a full thing without
Spider-Man?
making the hair look weird.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Spider-Man's got the same
I was like, he
type of-
wasn't in Spider-Man. He
No,
was
he
the
wasn't.
worst part of Titanic, but he wasn't in
It
Spider-Man.
was great when he gets angry and smacks the table.
Don't worry, I've seen the Phantom costume.
So, you haven't seen much of Catherine Zeta-Jones. Oh, that's tragic.
But you know, this show it's sometimes a good time to
Learn.
finally see people and see the unappreciated masterpieces. And this one is kind of a special one, I think, in my history on this show because this is episode 70-something now.
Yep.
And often when we watch movies, you know, we watch them, we research them, we like gush about them. They become a big part of us. This was one where when I finished watching it, I enjoyed it, but I was like, I just watched one of the greatest films ever made. Now I'm going to go do something else. And it was kind of like the words were good, but the passion wasn't there. But then as I was doing that something else, I kept thinking back to the film, like, you know what? That was a really
how
good
cute he is.
experience.
I was really worried, Bartek, when I chose this film of how you were going to receive the film, because when we do unappreciated masterpieces, for comedy's sake and for film analysis' sake, it's so easy to choose your goofier, wackier, kidsy type of movies. While I feel like for us, it's harder to plunge in deep to what is a more dry type of film like this, where it is a straight drama caper movie, while sometimes it's so much easier to talk about a movie like Big Fat Liar, where Paul Giamatti's having the time of his life. Well, this is a movie where people are genuinely trying. Not saying that movies we have done on this show, like Big Fat Liar or Thunderpants or any of those, aren't movies where they're trying. They're trying in a different degree. It's easy to do, well, it's hard to do comedy, but it's, people also forget it's hard to do a good dramatic piece like this, to make people thrilled, to make people invested in Catherine Zeta-Jones chewing on the and Sean Connery
That's very hard.
and their relation. And this movie has what I think is the toughest relationship in a movie that we've done on this show, which is This movie's asking you to buy into a relationship
Hold
of
on,
people with a
Ryan.
39-year difference.
Well, right, are you saying that the relationship between these two is more rich than the relationship between Brendan Fraser and Monkey Bone?
Of course.
Wow.
But here's the thing. You know that she had a busy day sitting in a car because her hair's all ruffled.
Yeah, I noticed.
Sam, does your hair get ruffled sitting
And it's in a little
calmly
bit
in
of
a car for 2 hours?
It's a very stressful
And
job.
did you notice it's also in a little bit of a mound there? What's up with that?
I don't know what. Did you know in this scene that's about to play out, Catherine Zeta-Jones was actually naked?
Oh.
Yes.
Because she's a
and-
method actress.
Yes.
And that's what I appreciate about Catherine. She is a good friend of mine. No. I appreciate the fact that she did say, hey, let me get naked in front of Sean Connery. He deserves it. He's been a good boy this year.
Right, I
He
knew,
hasn't hit any women, so let me be naked for
I
him.
knew that because of IMDb trivia, but I also knew that because of YouTube
Oh,
comments.
side boob, cheeky, under the arm side boob.
It's more under boob.
I'm
more
not,
under.
I'm not that well versed in boobs.
I guessed as much with your
It's mostly just putting
infatuation with Treat
side and
Williams.
under. It's mostly just putting side and under before boob.
Edge
Let's
boob.
just say
Boob edge.
boob. Oh, look, boob.
It's a very subtle boob. I like subtle
Well,
boob
she
more
has
than
subtle
obvious boob.
boobs
But
because
Ryan-
Catherine Zeta-Jones can play buxom, but she doesn't really have
What nips
much.
are she?
For a gay man, I talk about boobs way too much.
For a gay man, you should talk about boobs more often. I feel just to prove that gay people like boobs too. Sometimes, you
I
know,
just like the word boob.
I mean, in the last
it's
episode,
no titty caca, but
Well,
nothing is.
See, boob and tit are both great because they're both palindromes. And boobs are somewhat palindromic themselves.
Smooth.
well, in the last episode, you did talk about women you'd go straight for. So
Is
Yeah,
Catherine one?
She'd probably be like number 5.
Number
6.
5. All right, at least she's in the top 5.
She's in there.
She's in the top 5 that I would definitely stay straight for.
Yeah,
I'm just like, yeah, there's a top 5 that I wouldn't stay straight for either. Like, who's that list? Oh, I don't want to name names.
Ryan, how far does the list have to go down before it's like?
Gay.
At this point, it's just there obligatory. At this point, I'd be gay.
This-
At number 38.
It's like list of women I wouldn't stay straight for. They'd be on like the bottom of that list. And
Yes.
By that point, you know you're gay.
Yeah, you know you're gay when you know you're gay when you're looking at like a picture of a certain woman and you're like, I like cock more than this. You know what I'm talking about? It's like when it's like for me, I look at like, oh, this is gonna get topical now, guys, because everyone's on this hate train. But I've thought this since day one. I just look at like a picture of Amy Schumer, and I'm just like, yep, my dick. I'd rather another version of that, please.
I'm not even gonna go there, girlfriend.
Do you like Amy?
I have literally no.
Do you not know her? Is she
I
not
know
your
who she
best
is.
friend?
I have literally not watched a single thing that she's in. So I
Ah, she's
cannot
funny
comment on
enough,
that.
but she looks like you know when you have a lump of clay and you wet your hands and then you wet the clay. That's what she looks like as an individual.
Charming.
So
A
Ryan,
a lump of wet
I hope
clay.
there's a lot of feminists listening to this.
Hey,
So
I'm a
Ryan-
feminist. I'm talking about how much I like Catherine Zeta-Jones.
so Ryan, are you
For her
saying?
butt in this catsuit laser movie.
So you're saying inclusion stay gay for the aim?
What was that, sorry?
Stay gay for the aim?
Stay
AE?
gay for the aim. Is that the motto of the community? I don't know. I know George Takei says, say Takei, not gay.
That's so Takei.
That's
I love
so Takei.
Sam
Why is he
is
not
so
in this
Takei.
movie as this character? Who I think was one of the bad guys in Madeline. I don't know if that's the case. I didn't look him up, but he really reminds me of like
Were there
the bad.
any non-British people in Madeline?
No, but this guy's British.
Was he?
This guy was British. Did you not watch this
I
scene?
did watch the scene.
He's British.
I mean, he's not in the movie much, so I don't.
Don't you love his teeth?
Oh right, those are British teeth. Yes.
Sam's just looking at this movie being like, those are British teeth. That was a good Sam impersonation from
I
me.
was thinking more on the nice
yeah.
gold bracelet that he's got. It's
Not
very-
the necklace?
No, the necklace is meh, but I like the bangle.
You like a joke. Your subtitles were funny, Ryan.
You like a joke? That's a phrase that people use.
Threatening.
Well, I mean, no,
women's
but the way
stories.
that they made it one word, it made it sound like they're trying to give him an Italian accent. You like a joke.
Maybe he's speaking Cockney because he's English.
Like a joke.
And she's looking at him being like, I'm fucking Welsh. How dare you come into here?
Smash.
Is it weird that he didn't bleed from that?
Well,
I mean, it was more... He wasn't really hit with a sharp thing.
conspiracy of Satan.
Now,
it was a knockoff.
I really thought that this guy was going to come back later in the movie. I thought this Tim Roth looking guy is going to come back later and really surprise Sean Connery when he puts the handcuffs on him. Your days are up, pal. Like, the tightening the handcuffs. Because, obviously, Sam, you grew up with this movie, like every movie from the 90s, it seems. And I did not. I thought, oh, is this guy with the knife going to come back? Wrong, of course.
You're wrong.
There's so many twists and turns in this movie. And the biggest twist for me, Bartek, I don't know about you, but this movie is simply about an old-time thief teaching a younger thief the ropes, you know? That's kind of the movie. And it's playing around with, is Catherine Zeta-Jones on the side of the law or is she not on the side of the law? And little did we know, this is a spoiler, of course, that Sean Connery was on the side of the law all along. But he wasn't, because he's really a criminal deep down. But the biggest twist for me in this movie was not the romance, but the 45 minutes we spend in his castle. Best part of the...
It's a castle.
It's so calming to spend so long in a castle in a movie that promises capers, because the thing about, I think, Bartek, you know, I don't know if that was a twist for you in the film. Was it a bit of a surprise how long we spent getting ready for the heist in the castle?
I wouldn't say that it shocked me, because, I mean, a big part of a whole film that has that whole training thing is, you know, spending some time on it. Like, I mean, we did Zoom, and Zoom was like 90% that.
No, nothing's as good as Tim Allen teaching a bunch of kids.
On the opposite spectrum, I guess you'd have the one heist, well, I mean, one of the heist movies we have done, which is Catch That Kid.
Catch That Kid.
Which I think it went fairly quickly in that one.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
That had a really quick tone. That had a really quick pace, Catch That Kid. Halfway through the movie, they've already robbed the bank, and you're like, wait a moment, where's it going to go from here?
Halfway through the movie, I'd say that they're underway.
Okay, Bartek, let's pick hairs here on Sean Connery's beard. Sam, do you like Sean Connery as an actor and as a figure of masculinity?
As an actor, he's lovely, particularly in that one where he got to wear the bandolier and the Speedos.
Oh, Zardoz.
Yes, classic one.
That's a great sci-fi movie, yeah.
Yes, especially with all the Rick and Morty references that they've now done. I enjoy him in most things. I don't particularly enjoy him as a figure of masculinity, what with all the wife beating.
Oh, but come on, other than that...
It's just a small mar on the history of...
What about him being James Bond, though?
Him as James Bond is good. I particularly like him as the Russian Scottish accent in The Hunt for Red October.
The Hunt for Red October.
Which is
like the third one of the Jack Ryan movies.
Yes, Mr. Clancy. I always watch it with the fam thinking, oh yeah, this will be exciting, and then I forget how boring it is.
You know who was in Hunt for Red October?
Alec
Baldwin. And Pierce Brosnan.
More importantly, Niles from The Nanny is in it.
I love Niles from The Nanny. He plays Moriarty in Star Trek Next Generation.
It always comes back to Star Trek.
Well, Sean Connery could have been in Star Trek if he wanted.
He didn't.
He didn't. But imagine him as Kirk's dad.
Yeah, imagine.
Come on, Kirk.
All the people.
Imagine
all the people.
Fire some faces.
In my fancy castle.
See, from my experiences, in my Year 12 media class, we studied a film that he was in, and one of his lines became a big kind of running joke.
And what was that
A
film?
meme, as it were?
No,
a Pepe,
it was
they
a
call
running
it.
joke.
So, what was your Pepe? And what movie was the Pepe from?
Well, Ryan, you want me to give you a hint? Because that film, we saw a bit of it last week in Drill Bit Taylor.
Oh my god! It isn't, is it?
You're touching on it.
Could it be?
Or maybe you're untouching it.
Could it be Owen Wilson's Bot, the movie?
Yes, The Untouchables.
No, The Untouchables, the one that Sean Connery wrongfully won an Oscar for because he's Irish in that movie. Mm-hmm. And he speaks so Scottish. He's like, I'm Irish, you know.
But the line...
He has no difference.
His dying words, our teacher liked them, so he said...
What were the dying words?
What are you prepared to do?
Don't make
you
fun of
prepared
him.
to do?
He was dying, and now Sean Connery is dead, unfortunately. Nah, he's fine. He's
No,
just
still
retired from
chugging
acting.
along. He knew well enough not to come back for Indiana Jones 4.
Well, Indy was old by
He
that
would've-
point. How old would the old man be?
Very old.
Very old.
Very old.
There
And
you
when
go.
you're 50, you don't
Sean
make it
Connery,
old.
we do kind of forget how much of the popular media he's really spanned in his career. People just go James Bond, but it's like, no, come on. Indiana Jones is dad.
Yeah.
And to be
he's
honest,
great
he's
in
the
that
best
movie.
part of that. One of the best parts, if not the best part, of The Last Crusade. Because Last Crusade's fine.
No, see, again,
It's a bit sloppy,
this
but
is again my strange obsession with attractive women because I like Last Crusade most because I thought the Nazi chick was hot.
nah, she's no, what's the one from the Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Marion.
She's no Marion.
Yeah, she went crazy. Though.
She came back in the fourth
What's
one.
wrong
didn't
with
she?
Marion?
Karen Allen went crazy or something afterwards. She got better.
Oh, okay. She came in the fourth one.
Yeah, because she had nothing better to do with her life.
Nor did Harrison Ford.
Good times, good times. No, I was into the Nazi chick. Especially
Hear
when she
that?
murdered the
Breaking
guy.
news. Sam loves Nazi women.
Welcome to Spit and Polish, Sam.
You fucking anti-Semite.
Semite.
She wasn't really
Why?
a Nazi.
We're Polish, not Jews.
Yeah, but he likes Nazis.
And Nazis didn't like Jews and Polish people, and we're spit
And
and
you know what?
Polish.
You know what
The
they really
Nazis
hated?
like, really.
Jewish Polish people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sam the gay loves the Nazi women.
You know, Sam the gay loves Nazis, hates Polish Jews.
I don't really know if I want my name associated with this conversation anymore.
Breaking news: Sam's name is totally associated with any forms of conversation like this. If we do a podcast
Sam Langsford.
10 episodes from now with another guest and be like, you know what? Talking about people who love Nazis and hates Polish Jews, Sam Langsford, and like there's no reference to this conversation. And then we link in our information, your Facebook page, and be like, talk to
What,
him
doxing
here.
him?
Imagine that.
AMA, I'm a gay Nazi in 2017.
You should change your
AM gay.
profile pic on Facebook to you in a Nazi uniform covered in glitter, though. Like, and then
No, it'll
spangly Nazi
It'll
uniform.
just be the producers then.
It'll be the producers. Where what was it? The remake one where like John Barrowman is in it with blonde hair and he's so gay.
It is so gay, but the boots are so lovely and shiny.
This was one of my favorite sequences in the training bit where she's like, "It's a lake," and he just turns around and goes, in the real James Bond way, "I know it's a lake, dear." I just don't. Can you imagine reading that line on the page, Bartek, as an actor, and saying to yourself, "How am I going to imbue this line with so much emotion in context of the scene?" And Sean did
I
it.
could see like a stereotypical theatre kid who doesn't really do much being like, "I know, dear," or something like that.
No, he'll be like,
Stereotypical
Sorry, I
theatre
know
kid. Are
it's
you
a
talking
lake.
about me?
yeah. So Sam would
No,
be like,
we're
"I know it's a
special
lake,
people."
dear."
It's a lake, dear!
Every word.
Heil Hitler!
And I love those drama students who make, like Nicolas Cage, makes every single word the emphasis in the sentence. You know, like how you have like to be or not to be, and you can do that in different ways. Like you could have that in this one. It's like I know it's a lake, dear. Like he emphasizes that he knows it's a lake. 'Cause his character knows things, but
Dr. No, yeah.
he's one. Yep. This Sean Connery in this universe would be like, "I know it's a lake, dear." That's him after the stroke.
Oh dear.
No, oh Sean. So I really want to hear Sam's opinions on this sequence that's about to come up here.
Oh, I can imagine which one it's going to be.
Yeah, of Sean looking longfully into the
She's
camera.
quite limber.
Did you know she did all this herself? Apparently, a lot of sources say that she did this herself.
Yeah, I think they confirmed that at least this scene.
But she was a dancer.
Was she?
Yeah, I can tell. Look at
Okay.
her leg
Yeah.
going backwards.
Yeah, fair enough.
I couldn't do that.
So-
Well, I could. It would just be awkward and I'd fall.
So
on my
Sam,
bed.
when you were discovering your sexuality, did scenes like this flash to your brain and you went, no, I must be straight because look at this.
No, it would flash through my head and be like, I'm definitely gay because I want that to be me. I want
No,
to be
no,
watched
no,
by
no.
Sean Connery
Sam-
while on top of a high beam.
Okay,
on a
because
hard piece of
I really
wood.
took that in the way that you wanted to be her stretching about. I'm like, no, I have that feeling now, but I want to do it with her. Because if you had sex with Catherine Zeta Jones when she was doing this kind of limber stuff, which she apparently is still doing, by the way, I would not be able to keep up. You'd have to like untangle her from her pussy to get there. You know what I mean? Like you'd have to be like,
It's like the tentacle.
God,
from
it's a
Deep Rising.
Rubik's Cube of women. Catherine Zeta Jones, the Rubik's Cube of women.
I move in one direction and another leg just appears.
Yeah, and she's checkerboarded.
Why do you keep making me have these conversations when I come? I do have other things to talk about.
When you
besides
come. I really thought until he kept talking that he meant that, like as a
I
sexual
didn't.
term. Where he's like, "Why do you make me keep having these conversations when I come?"
That will never be usable in a sentence again.
What come?
Yes.
I feel like
Come
that's already
here.
the case.
Can I come over? Here I come.
One of the taunts in Super Smash Bros. Brawl is "Here I come." So you just go,
From
"Here
who?
I come, here I
From
come."
who?
I think it's Fox.
Fox
Oh,
is so on the coming train. He's on the come train.
That's fairies for you.
Hey everyone, let's go on the internet and see how many fan
Fox
arts we
cum
can find
stains
or
are on my
jokes
bed.
about Smash Brothers where he just says "Here I come" and everyone's like, fan fiction or something.
Not fan fiction.
Do you know?
It's canon.
Actually, I learned this the other month. Did you know that the longest piece of like English written literature is a Super Smash Brothers Brawl fan fiction?
How long is it?
I can't remember how long it is, but apparently it's the longest known English word.
Yeah. No. Here it is. You know why it's the longest known English work of one that shouldn't exist? It's like
Yeah.
one page, and it's like this is too long. So here's the true hero of the movie, and I would say an icon of film. Ving Rhames is in this movie. Now, do we know Ving Rhames? And if so, what do we know Ving from?
I think the thing that I know him most from, and I don't even know if I have seen him in other things, I might have, but it's Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction as?
He plays Marcellus Wallace, who's not a bitch.
He doesn't look like one, so why are you fucking him like a bitch?
Well, he does get a...
Do you, Sam? Ving? You know?
Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yep.
Zack
Oh,
Snyder.
I did see that, yeah.
And then he was in the Day of the Dead remake
Ah.
that had nothing to do with anything and was awful.
Okay, I don't know which one I've
Wait,
seen.
is
then.
that Day of the Dead or Land of the Dead?
No, because there's the Dawn of the Dead remake that everyone knows that is actually pretty
Is this
good.
which one?
Then there is another Day of the Dead that is not the George Romero one, rest in peace. There is another one that is called Day of the Dead where they're fast zombies and it's terrible and it's cheap and it's nasty.
Fuck.
And
Well, I've
Ving
seen
Rhames-
What's
one
it
of these
about?
Day of the Deads.
Zombies. I've
No.
forgotten it.
There's a great one by George Romero that I have on the list where Dennis Hopper is in.
That's Land of the Dead.
That's such a
Which
good
one?
one.
Yeah,
Which
that's-
one's the one where
That's an
they're...
actual Romero one.
I know it's good.
Which one's the one where they're like on the roofs and they're like communicating with
That's-
signs?
That's the Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the
remake.
Okay,
Dead.
that one I've seen. He's in that
Yeah,
one?
he's in the
Yeah, I've seen that one.
modern remake. Now, Ving, of course, the weirdest thing is, the one that really forged his career, I'm pretty sure it's Ving, is one that he plays against type, which is he's the computer hacker nerd guy in Mission Impossible. And he's really good at those. Like, I'm not a Mission Impossible fan, to be honest. Like, I've heard like the newer ones are very good.
I saw 4
They're
at
serviceable.
IMAX.
I saw the original run of them. Well, how many were there? 3? The first 3.
The first 2, sort of. And then 3, 4, and 5 came later.
Oh, yeah. I know I've seen the one with Simon when Simon Pegg first rocks up in those movies. I'm like, why are you here? We already have Ving Rhames as the computer dork. I don't need you, Simon, but I like Ving Rhames as an actor because he's always... I don't know why he puts his knee up in front of Sean just now, but I love Ving because we know him as Marcellus Wallace, but he's played a versatile career of villains, of heroes, of thugs, of gentle-hearted people. Like, in this role, we don't know where his allegiance really is. It's a big reveal of what, he is, like, capable of being in this film. You know, like, we're thinking, oh, is he actually a rental guy?
Maybe.
Maybe.
He's just a man trying to earn an honest
I
living.
love how she can go swimming in a Scottish Isle and still have perfect eyeliner.
It's very, very...
Only Welsh women have
she's,
that.
She's an art thief. She knows she needs very good eyeliner.
But Ving Rhames, God bless you, because I think he was probably my favorite character in this movie, if I have to be genuinely honest. I love the guy who we talked about before, the one with the nipples, but he's only in 2 scenes.
Yeah.
Ving Rhames I really did like because he had me guessing the whole entire movie. I didn't know what his elite was. Well, I'll be honest, the film constructs very well the surprise, at least for me, I don't know about you, Bartek and Sam, but the surprise of Sean Connery being in league with, the authorities. I was genuinely surprised by that. I thought, oh, this is a surprise.
I didn't see that coming.
Did not see that coming.
With Ving Rhames, it wasn't so much that I kept thinking about him throughout the movie, like where his allegiance was. It was more that I was wondering, he's gonna do something notable. Not eventually, but like something like, worth talking about in this universe. And it was like, oh, the twist of
that's
who he
him in
really
our
was.
universe right now. I always look at Ving and I'm like, he's gonna do something notable in this universe.
Oh, look, Ryan, they're training for the lasers.
Yarn. Taught. He's talking about her grundle. You have to keep that taut when you're doing.
Charming word right there.
You know what it is, don't you?
I do, but I've forgotten.
It's the fleshy fun bridge between the genitals and the anus.
Oh, the perineum.
Yeah, the grundle.
The gooch, as we called it in high school.
She has to keep
Yeah.
that taut because she's
How
gonna.
does one loosen or tauten it?
Huh?
How does one loosen or
Wait,
tauten it?
how do you do that with any muscle in your body?
Kegel exercises.
Exactly, Sam. You don't know how to do Kegels. Come on. Can men do Kegels?
Yeah.
Good. Oh yeah, there it goes. Imagine.
I'm doing them right now.
This show's called Spit and Kegel with Keenan Kel.
Keenan and Kel?
Keenan Kel. Some man who's got both their names.
Oh, okay.
And he fucking hates that show. Because he's always like, hey, Keenan and Kel. He's like, fuck it, my name's Keenan and Kel.
And
Leave me alone.
The neighborhood kids ring his doorbell and it's like, hey, who is? And they're like, do you love orange soda?
And he's like, God damn it, I don't. Stop asking me. I'm an old Nazi. Leave me alone.
Did you say you don't?
Now, here's the thing. This is a good training sequence. I don't know if you've ever had to train in a sequence for lasers.
Yes.
Why?
I want to say yes.
When did you train for lasers?
When I was a child and I played pretending I was Catherine Zeta Jones, dodging lasers.
Oh, did you actually pretend you were Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Oh yeah, often. I was always the attractive woman in my childhood games.
When I redid my version of Intolerable Cruelty as a child, I was always Catherine Zeta-Jones trying to get divorce money from a very entitled man who loves trains. Yeah.
What are you playing, Ryan? Divorce.
I'm playing Cruel Intention. No, Intolerable Cruelties. I want to fuck.
Movie.
What?
Intolerable Cruelty, Cruel Intention, same thing.
Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar wants to fuck in both of them.
I want to fuck.
No, you're saying it wrong, Sam. I'm an
Here we
expert
go
on
again.
Cruel Intentions, and Sarah Michelle Gellar says clearly, she doesn't say like, I want to fuck. She says it really aggressively.
She does
She's
the,
like,
emphasis
I want
on
to
every
fuck.
word. I wanna
Fuck.
fuck. She does that emphasis on everything that we're
She's
talking about.
fucking great in that movie.
I just love the cocaine necklace.
I personally love the fact that she's like, in Cruel Intentions, she's like, if you win, I'll let you have sex with me. And he's like, no. He's like, I'll let you put it anywhere. And he's like, oh yeah, but that's exactly what I want to do to my stepsister.
We can't talk about it. She's a mother now.
Yeah, to Freddie Prinze Jr. Of course they do it in the butt.
Mother
His
to...
butt.
I mean,
I'm right, but...
I'm sure she pegs him.
so the way you said it was... it made it sound like she's Freddie Prinze Jr.'s mother.
She is!
They're a very kinky couple.
And there's incest involved where he has sex with his own mum. It's very much like, ooh, here we go.
Oh.
Here's some butt scene. I love the fact that the training montage is more sexy than the actual laser montage.
So sexy, they even do like fade cuts to Sean Connery.
And
Thank you for mentioning those.
the
Because,
soft breathing and the...
yeah, nothing says sexy like there's no musical accompaniment, just breathing sounds in Sean Connery's face.
Well, it's covered by her.
No, but
right now.
here it is. And just imagine this sequence. Okay. So you're watching this sequence right now without any sound. You're watching it with just me and Bartek and Sam talking. But imagine this sequence happening if you haven't seen the movie before, and it's just silence and Sean Connery looking at Catherine Zeta-Jones flexing about, and you just hear her going.
And then like the slight scrunch of her clothes and her shoes.
And you do hear Sean go every now and then. You do. And in this moment here, you hear the moisture of his lips go like that. So nothing other than...
Yeah, this...
I am imagining, like, what if the person he found to do this job was not an attractive Welsh woman and was just like...
It was actually Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti...
Steve Buscemi, someone really tiny.
No, yeah, Steve Buscemi's slender, so he could do this. And he was a sexy man back in the day. Have you not seen sexy Steve Buscemi?
But Ryan...
I think I have.
But Ryan...
I have pictures of him.
Ryan...
Yeah.
Look, I know you're being funny and you like picked a man, but you got to pick a woman. Amy Schumer.
Amy, she's a wet clay. She can just glide on the floor.
At first, I was gonna.
The best joke of 2017 was the fact that they're like, you know, Amy Schumer. Let's get a movie where they actually convince us, the audience, that Goldie Hawn's her mum. I'm like, fucking please don't.
You never know who her father.
And Kurt Russell's her dad.
Well, that would be nice.
Kurt Russell should be everybody's dad.
And
Now-
until he tries to destroy the universe, a la Guardians of the Galaxy.
Spoilers. You should do a movie reference that I haven't that I've seen of. I haven't seen Guardians
You
yet.
need to catch up on the generic superhero movies of the modern day, otherwise you don't get pop culture references.
Fuck.
You'd be like me, Ryan.
I saw Batman v Superman. Wasn't that enough?
I saw the Ultimate Edition.
Some people think that devils come from below, but
Little do they know that they are. They come from
Do you
the.
want a jar of my piss?
They come from the. They come
Guys
from
are
above.
dogs. You can quote this movie.
No, I'm actually paraphrasing.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
I can't even do
his
that.
actual quotation is something like, "Senator, little did they know they think devils come from below. They come from beneath us. But little do they know, Senator, devils come from above."
Okay,
It's
now
like,
you're
oh,
a dork.
fuck off.
Yeah, that was not a good film.
Okay, here's a better quote from Lex Luthor.
hey, you want a Jolly Rancher in your mouth?
This is his first scene.
Or just the
You're
wonderfully
doing your Paul
pointless...
Giamatti impression.
No, Paul Giamatti's way more aggressive. So, okay, before we get on tangents, can we talk about this dress that she's got? Now, Sam, on this show, we've watched a movie and we've made a phrase for it called that the Vampire Academy moment when it comes to there's always a sequence in movies where it's like, the dress. Ooh, the dress. Ooh, it's going to be, ooh, the dress. And we've had a movie called Vampire Academy in which it was the dress was the most boring, least sexy, just normal, plain black dress that didn't really accentuate the features of the girl
But we
that
didn't
was...
find that out until much later.
Later, you like they draw it out like, ooh, the dress, and then you see the dress and you're disappointed. Yeah, we've had movies
That is so your dress. No, it can't. That is my dress. If you
and
see
we've
it
had
later, you
movies
see
where
it.
we've worried about that happening again, like Confessions of a Shopaholic. But then it was her dress. But this movie, I was worried because I saw the dress, and then I don't know about you, Bartek, but I saw the dress on Catherine Zeta-Jones, and I just went, it's fine. It's not, for something that's supposed to be 2 sizes too small for her. It's pretty. It hangs pretty loosely on her.
It's a loose-fitting dress.
It's just
You know,
fine.
just-
But then the movie uses the dress. I'm very happy.
Well, despite the fact that they did kind of build it up, like, oh, she's a size 6, probably look good in the 4. I didn't get as much of like that whole Vampire Academy build up, so it didn't really strike
Oh
me
yeah,
as
I
much.
worried. I was like, ooh, they're talking about this dress, and she's like, oh my god, I
It's
want to
more-
buy you something because you bought me a dress. And then she just says, hey Hector, nice mustache,
But then Ryan, double standards. We didn't talk about what she bought for him.
which was a rose, a kiss from a rose,
Oh, nice rose.
and also something else. What did she buy him?
I don't know, McDonald's. I don't care.
Gobbies, I don't know.
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
It's from the land I come from.
Could you imagine him doing commercials now? Like he comes back to do commercials because he needs money, and he
like
does
a
them like
milkshake?
James Bond, old school James Bond's like, I like my big shake shaken, not.
That would be good. That would actually be a good ad.
And then he turns around and he does like the shooting at the camera, but instead of a gun, he has a bag of McNuggets and he throws it.
Hey, hold on a second.
Why would you waste nuggets like that?
At McDonald's, they call it a thick shake. Why don't they call it a mixshake?
Oh, because that's racist against the Irish.
But it's called McDonald's.
Scottish.
Because it's racist against the Irish.
They have like a Big Mac. It's almost
So-
like that.
She gets this dress, but I'm very happy because in the movie, Sam, you're an expert on this. You're an entrapment expert. If I need any legal advice on entrapment, I go to Sam
He
Langsford.
did literally say some
That he loved Nazi women,
that
yeah.
entrapment is illegal and that, but
Yeah, he's an expert.
It's like I saw this show once, a reality show where they would put a camera inside a car and they deliberately left it unlocked and they wanted to see who would steal it. Like that was the actual show, and then the people would get arrested and have their lives ruined. And like I always thought, isn't this entrapment purposely setting up? Apparently not, though. Apparently
there was this reality show. You know the days of Punk'd? When Punk'd existed, there was all these prank shows. There was this one show, this is true.
10 years ago.
This was true. There's this one show that was around. It lasted one season. You'll find out why very soon. The idea of this show was all of these actors pretended to be living in this apartment complex. Mm-hmm. And there was one room that was gorgeous that was being rented out, and they got real people looking for apartments. They got the person to sign up and live there, and then all the actors were crazy. They were like, one that was like...
all the fellow tenants?
Yeah, all the fellow tenants were like shooting up drugs and being genuinely scary and psychologically fucking with this person living in their place. And then there was one actor who was like, hey man, it's not that bad. Like being the friend buddy.
gaslighting the crap out
of them. And then when the person was like eventually broken down and crying, they would all be like, surprise! It's a show! It's all fake! And the person's crying, and the same question was asked every time, which is, do I get the... So is the room available or not? It's like, no, it isn't. It's a thing that like,
I'm trying to find a house to live in university.
Oh no, I need to live somewhere. And they're all ruined.
That's giving me vibes of like those YouTube prank videos.
Yes.
Let's go way too far.
Yeah.
Thanks, Prank Nation. Talking about pranks, look at this dress. The film pranks you thinking, it's an okayish dress. It's fine, it's not particularly sexy, but then this film's all about practicality, not sexuality. And
despite what you might think by the aforementioned laser training,
but this dress doesn't need to be sexy because it's practical. Because I was really stunned when they used the sash on the dress to plant, like, what is it, trackers or sensors?
To tell where the lasers are.
And I was really impressed by that because I went, okay, they actually thought ahead. Too bad they didn't think ahead of it's a masked ball and no one's wearing masks at the masked ball, which is, I think, the weakness of the film. I think that's why this film...
Masquerade, you mean?
Yeah, to the masked ball.
You can just you can even just call it a mask.
With
going to the mask.
Cameron Diaz. She was very hot in the mask.
No, we will not talk about that movie.
Why?
It frightened me as a child.
Cameron Diaz was so frighteningly hot in that one film, and then she was never as hot again. Like, she's hot. We've talked about Cameron Diaz's hotness, but she was never that hot again. Have you seen her in the mask?
Yeah, when I was little.
Exactly.
She was going to be the original Sonya Blade in the Mortal Kombat movie.
They say freeze, and then he freezes.
Now, here's Ving. Eating food. They didn't tell him to do that. That was just him.
They're wearing masks.
Yeah, but look how, like, the masquerade ball, there's like 4 people wearing masks, and Catherine Zeta-Jones is one of them.
Ryan, it's like when you hold a party and it's like, yeah, this is the theme and this is what we're going to do, but then people just come and they just talk.
Which they don't do.
It's like,
I would have loved it if their way of getting the mask out of the stealing was to actually just wear the mask as if they were wearing that at the mask.
That would have been cute.
Wouldn't have made sense, but it would have been funny.
I don't want fun in my movie with Catherine Zeta-Jones getting it on with Sean Connery. I want realism. Because Catherine Zeta-Jones does like older men. She currently married, at least I believe, to Michael Douglas, who's a lot older. Did you know, this is true, they've been together for a very long time. You know, they seem like a cool couple from the outside, but here's the best thing. You know Michael Douglas, right, Bartek? Mm-hmm. You know, Michael Douglas a few years back got throat cancer. Throat cancer is like something that runs in the family in particular because of smoking, but also it's like their family gets susceptible to it. Michael Douglas actually claimed, this is true, he got throat cancer. He got throat cancer from giving too much oral sex to his wife, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I think I actually heard this.
And I've never heard Catherine Zeta-Jones' response to this. There's only two options. Briefly. There's only 2 options to this. She's either one, that's it, I've had enough, I'm dumping him or whatever, like I'm angry, or Don't say, like, she's either like, no, we weren't supposed to let the public know about my toxic vagina.
Releases a noxious gas.
It has venom.
It's got teeth.
It's got teeth.
She's a monster.
Catherine Zeta, no. She's a good person. It's just her pussy's a monster. It's like the movie Teeth, where the girl's actually somewhat okay, but everyone's a rapist, so her vagina
She does need a
teeth.
lot of rapists in that movie.
Her gynecologist is a rapist.
Yeah, I do enjoy that movie. It's a very slow burn. Like,
What
you
was
think
the
you want to
movie?
watch that
Teeth.
movie.
Teeth. Oh, right.
You think you
It's
want
the
to watch
one
that
where the
movie
girl
with friends.
has teeth in her vagina.
You think you want to watch that movie with friends.
But you don't.
But then it takes ages to actually get to the good part where there's penis
Teeth and-
severing.
Oh, is that the good part?
Yeah, because it's funny.
Yeah. I haven't watched Teeth properly myself. I got
Teeth's
this
a good
one
movie, I
friend,
like
his
it.
name's Jack, and he talks like this, and Jack's always just like, dude, you haven't watched Teeth yet? You haven't lived, man. He's the
think you
same
can
kind of
live
friend
without
who's like, he's the same kind of friend that I turned to. I was like, man, you know what the best movie is? And we both say in unison, Hobo with a Shotgun. so he's very disappointed that I still haven't watched Teeth to its fullest. But I'm too busy, Jack, watching Entrapment. And in this brilliant scene, Bartek, are there lasers in this scene?
Now when you say this scene, does it count the thing where she's going nimble all through the...
Nimble? Bending?
Sean
Yeah.
Connery looks good in his quasi-futuristic clothes.
Then,
Good quote.
then the history says, I think there are lasers in this scene.
Are there lasers?
I don't think we can see them, but I
No,
think
yeah,
there
no,
are.
yes. All of the reviews that I've found, all of them basically that I read, and everyone that talks about this movie talk about like, you're definitely gonna see two things: Catherine Zeta-Jones and lasers. I'm like, you barely get any lasers in a
do
movie
barely
that
get-
promises lasers.
That being said, I hadn't really thought about it.
Yeah.
Because I believe that they were there.
You know, there's this YouTube channel that removes all the music-to-music film clips and adds what would be the realistic noises. Like Britney Spears is
Like genuine
squeaky,
ambience.
yeah, the ambience, like the squeak of her outfit when she walks and like whatever. Can you imagine this sequence in this movie done with all the
Squeak,
removing of the intensity, and it would just be like Catherine Zeta-Jones's like body squeaking against the material of the space like scuba outfit.
Quasi-futuristic
Or what if they
clothes.
just used the exact same like soundtrack from the training one? Was there music in that?
No,
Yeah, no, there was very light piano, I think.
No, I
was
think
very yoga.
No, I think it was more her breathing became musical, and his stare became hypnotic. Now,
What if they swapped?
now, Sam, have you ever been to a garden, an art gallery?
No, it's
Stanley
not.
said garden.
Have you ever been to a garden, in an art gallery, and then one? You
No.
racist.
So Nazi hasn't been a garden.
He's a Nazi who hates Polish Jews, but he hasn't been in a garden, so I guess that's a redeeming feature.
See, I was vilifying it, but you're saying it's better. So what are you
Accusations
going with?
being leveled at me.
Well, if he was a garden, that means he would have to welcome all type of people, but he ain't that kind of garden.
Okay.
He's a no garden.
What about Garden of Eden? There are only like 3 people there.
What, one of 3?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I say people, but one of them wasn't human.
That's not people then.
Yeah, you're right. There were 2 people and a snake.
Was the snake the only thing there? There were all types of animals in the
Were
garden.
there? I can't remember.
I can't remember. They're apples. You weren't allowed to have those, apparently.
We're not allowed to have apples.
Oh, just
In the
one.
Garden of Eden,
From one,
baby.
Oh, yeah.
one tree.
Well, it never actually says apples. It just says fruit.
And that's when no one wanted to admit that they were bananas.
Of course it's wrong for a woman to suck on a banana.
Eve, I'm the snake. Swallow that fucking banana down your throat.
I really thought during
Don't
this...
chew.
Now, I was really worried in this sequence here. Like, I was gripped. They're all sweaty. They haven't even done anything yet. They're all sweaty, and she's chewing gum. And I was really worried that wouldn't it be great if the reason that they get captured here, because I thought, ooh, nice butt shot. But I thought, wouldn't it be great that she got so nervous and leaned and her gum fell out of her mouth and went through a laser, and then it was like, it's like, uh-oh.
That would be a disappointing
But-
end for her.
But if she runs away, then she'll run away. The guard will come like, oh, it was just gum.
Yeah, he's like, oh, there's my gum.
It just fell into the laser.
And he lifts it and he goes, oh, thank God it's still warm. And like, he eats the gum.
And then he turns into Catherine
No,
Zeta Jones.
no. And then he's chewing it and he goes, wait a moment. Takes the gum out, sniffs it, he goes, there's lipstick on this gum.
He knows the
They
taste
should
of
have just
lipstick.
moved her arm through a laser there. Sorry. I wasn't paying
No,
too
she
much attention
didn't,
to it.
Sam.
No, before on the
No,
shot before.
Sam,
She lifted her leg. And
Sam,
then
did
she
you hear the
immediately
laser
moved
go
her arm
off? Did
across
you hear the laser go off?
Yeah.
No, the
There's just
laser.
actual lasers.
No,
she
the
dies.
lasers make a noise when you go through them. They make that whoosh. Yeah, whoosh.
Oh, well, like Hollywood lasers, yeah.
This is a Hollywood. What do you think? Bartek, this is not a bio.
Also, can we step back? Sam, he asked you like a trick question. It's good you didn't fall for it. He said, do you hear lasers? Watching the movie Muted, Ryan.
He has super hearing.
Yes.
Sam can hear her heartbeat right now. And it's really weird because she's not in fact human. She's in fact some kind of toxic Avenger figure.
That's not her
Maybe
fault.
she is the Toxic Avenger. But
Toxie,
just pretty.
The best Toxic Avenger movie is Toxic Avenger 4 Citizen Toxie, where Ron Jeremy shows up as the mayor of the town and he's the best actor.
Have you seen all four?
Yes.
I've only seen the first one.
You should watch Toxic Avenger 4 as a parallel dimension one.
I have heard that 4 is good.
It's like one where it's like, what if he wasn't a hero? And also in that movie, they have one of the other trauma superheroes, which is Sergeant Kabuki Man shows up in it, and
I've
he's a
seen that one.
drunk, and he's hopeless, and like he's a hack and a loser, and a rapist apparently too.
Is that also the alternate universe one?
No, that's the real universe
Oh,
one.
no.
In the alternate, and for some reason, Lemmy from Motorhead is in there.
Well, he was a narrator in Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, he's in the movie as himself. And they ask him questions like, what do you think of Toxie? And he's like, the Toxic Avenger? Great guy. He's in the movie a lot. But you know who's not in this movie? Lemmy in Entrapment. And I think this movie really could have benefited from Lemmy from Motorhead being in Entrapment as Sam's favourite character, Catherine Zeta Jones.
Could have been, isn't.
Bartek sighed with relief there, like, oh, thank God you
No,
said it.
in
I've
my-
been waiting for some.
In my head, I was thinking like, oh, I'll reference the scene, but then I realized, sighing isn't really a good, reference.
What?
Like, I
the-
just sighed,
the
and somehow in my
breathing.
head that was meant to be like a callback to the scene, and then I was
The breathing.
Yeah,
It's not sighing, it's panting. So if you had to do it properly, it would
I
be.
know, but like,
Okay, you do the panting. You do the Sean Connery. "Yeah," and I do the. Okay, go. But you're just supposed to laugh.
but my one's the one where I have to like ring it out, and if I'm laughing, it ruins.
You
it.
have to be okay. You're the beat, I'm the tempo, and you're the bass. Yeah. Okay. It's not her breathing.
You said beat.
No, Sean, no.
Sometimes I think people might listen to these actually wanting to hear some commentary on the film, like a deep
We are
review.
talking about the film.
Yes, entrapment.
Look at monkey.
Monkey! Born in an egg on a mountaintop. Monkey! My favourite monkey is the one that disappeared in this movie as a mask.
Was that the one that saw no evil?
It heard no
or
evil.
spoke no evil?
It danced no evil.
Because it didn't speak, Ryan.
Well, we didn't allow it to speak, because we're too busy
might be-
drowning
might be
Catherine
speaking
Zeta
now.
Jones. Why, if you were a thief, pass him straight away? I would hold on to
He
that.
trusts her. She trusts him, sorry.
He doesn't trust her. He's about
Yeah,
to
it's quite
drown
wrong.
her. No, this was really weird because Sean Connery did this to a lot of his girlfriends.
So for a second he thought
What?
this was just real life.
Stole masks and then drowned them?
Yes, exactly how it happened. Do you like the fact that at the end of Sean Connery's career, he decided, fuck it, I'm going to play more assholes?
Beat women.
Beat women, drown them, and also try to rule the world with weather technology, the Avengers, and try to rape Uma Thurman. This movie, upon reflection, really reminded me a lot of the Avengers in the editing style, where they would have fade cuts, moments in the film that allowed you, the audience, to figure out what was happening. I really appreciated that. I don't like a movie that spoon feeds you the entire way, where you're like, okay, A plus B equals C. Some movies say A plus B, what does that equal? And you have to figure out it equals C. And this was one of those movies.
What's Catherine Zeta Jones's character's name?
Jin.
Virginia.
Right.
You find that out 45 minutes into the movie.
No, he's been calling her Jean earlier.
Do you know what Jin's short for? Virginia.
Virginia.
I asked my
I literally
girlfriend
just
this
said
last
it.
night. I asked my girlfriend and she said ginger. And I'm like, she's not ginger. And then she's like, well, what do you have? I'm like, I don't know, Jennifer. What was it, Jennifer? Virginia, sorry.
Jennifer?
Never factored
Oh, it's
into my...
Jennifer.
Her nose is really red in this scene here.
Oh, she's probably cold.
I'm cold.
I'm not.
Why don't they have the water warm for her? Do you
Why
see
didn't
how
he heat
hot
the
she
whole
is?
canal?
Well, this is a canal in the UK, right?
Well, this was filmed on location. Yeah, they really did rob the place.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I loved how later they ask her,
I know-
like, hey, do you want to, what's next? Steal the crown jewels? And she's like, ha ha ha. That's too easy.
But Ryan, one of
I
the
get it.
trivia points on IMDb said that when they're outside the pawn shop or whatever it was the same street that Harry and Hagrid walked down to go to the Leaky Cauldron, so it has to be in the UK, right?
Oh, yeah, yep. Oh, yeah, this was definitely a UK-based production with the English actors, the Kuala Lumpur set in Kuala Lumpur.
This is where I first heard the word Kuala Lumpur, and I was like, oh, this is a place that exists.
Oh,
then
you thought it was
finally-
where the Oompa Loompas were
So
from.
then finally I got the Simpsons references that are like, there's been an earthquake in Kuala Lumpur. I was like, oh, that's that place in the Entrapment movie.
I can't believe that you watched The Simpsons and didn't take it at face value that they were telling you something important. There was
Yeah,
an
so the
earthquake.
Bumblebee man telling the story.
He told it very well. Ay, ay, ay.
I've been to
An earthquake in screw it, France.
I've been to Kuala Lumpur Airport a few times.
Why? What are you doing there?
Plane went there. I didn't tell them to go there.
What? Fucking
Did
tell
you
them.
hijack the plane?
Did you hack into
If I
the
hijacked it,
government?
I would have gone there.
Did you hack into the bank
Yeah.
using your
Go up the
Enya
tower.
CD?
It's their fault for putting the bank in the airport.
Did you hack into the bank using the Enya CD?
Well, I couldn't find the fat guy with the nips.
Well, yeah.
Oh, maybe you should have tried harder.
Maybe
Yeah,
you know where he
I was 8 years old, alright?
He was in Kuala Lumpur. Where did you have to go? He's right there. It's like how this is really behind her.
Dramatic reveal, dramatic reveal.
She has boobs that go well in that outfit. Dramatic reveal.
Dramatic reveal.
Hey, look at those towers that look identical.
Twins, you might say.
Yeah.
Right, so that we've had Nazis and now we've had making light of some other possible thing
Somewhat.
that happened around the millennium involved.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
11-9, because this is Australia, motherfuckers.
Okay, just commenting on it, there is a now that we're onto the Twin Towers.
Oh, were we now? I
Yeah,
never
we
mentioned.
are.
I never
Whoa,
said
we
that. Okay, wow.
There-
I just said
is a-
identical and towers.
There is
Wow.
a cafe near my work that has a name that is Silhouettes. I'm just going to spoil it. It's called Silhouettes. So it's got a silhouetted skyline as their logo. That is the Twin Towers. And I can't help but think that maybe they haven't noticed that it's the Twin Towers on their logo.
Did they notice that this guy was sexy?
Very.
And then he gets maced by this nice gentleman that you're going to see here. I want to know what this guy was doing before. Like, how did he psych himself up to, mace someone?
What if he did the wrong guy?
Well, yeah, because what are you trying to say, Sam? That they're all lookalike? That's
How
racist.
did she know that she was going to this guy?
Because
Well, maybe they just followed him there. That's alright.
because they're bad
I'm gonna
guys.
pick a hole,
No,
but
no,
I'm gonna fill that hole back in.
Sam. There's an answer for this. Every bad guy in Kuala Lumpur works at the optometrist
Every optometrist is evil in this town.
in the whole country. The one thing I love about this movie is they reference that Sydney exists.
Yay, Sydney exists.
They're like, Sydney, it's going out in 30 seconds. Little did they know we've been out ever since.
But Melbourne, going strong.
Melbourne.
Well, Melbourne, we're not important enough to be on the map.
Yeah, we're just the ex-capital.
That's why I was so excited in that 2004 Godzilla movie when Godzilla destroyed the Sydney Opera House. I was like, oh, we're included.
2004 Godzilla?
Yes, Godzilla Final Wars.
Oh, is it animated?
No, it's a Japanese one, so it's guys in suits.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He fight God.
Ryan
the real
likes
Godzilla.
suits.
The real Godzilla.
I like
fights,
guys.
He fights the American Godzilla from the terrible Matthew Broderick movie.
Really?
And kicks the shit out of him in like 30 seconds in the process.
But
destroying
wait a
some
moment,
house.
does he
I
fight
heard
the
that.
babies?
No.
Well, then it's not really the Matthew
I
Broderick one.
imagine it's one of the babies.
Whoa, hold on. Are there a lot of fish?
Maybe in the ocean? I don't know.
Yeah, it's not the Matthew Broderick
But in
one
the
because that's a
Japanese
lot of
movies,
fish.
They acknowledge that the American one happened.
Well, there you go. I'm glad the
Yeah.
American one actually happened with all the cast of The Simpsons.
I do like that Toho decided, let's buy that Godzilla and kill him.
Yes, very quickly and mockingly.
Not mockingly,
Just a-
with love.
I mean, I haven't seen the film, but it was just a dinosaur, right?
It was an iguana. It was a mutated iguana.
A mutated iguana. Like our good friend Sean here. I was really concerned about Sean's
Lizard from the
health.
start of the movie.
Yeah, I was really concerned about Sean's health because his cheeks are black in this movie. Like, they're very distorted color. Like, and especially in the
Are
last
we talking
scene.
about Sean Connery or Ving Rhames?
Fuck, don't be racist. Ving Rhames is a very, very proud man of those cheeks.
I mean,
I'm talking about Sean here.
this is a question.
He's got very, like, dark, blackish cheeks going on. I don't know if it's, like, he's cold or he got punched.
Just
Maybe
with the
he
hair
was
on his
crying
cheeks.
sideways.
Maybe he's got
His
ingrown
makeup got all
hairs.
smudged.
Well, he's got a black mustache and he's got black eyebrows. Maybe he's just got a bit black fuzz
He's
on
got
his
a black
cheeks.
on his head.
It's not fuzz, it's his skin. See that?
But maybe it's fuzz and it's just too...
It's
The
not
DVD quality
fuzz.
is just so good.
I think that this is subtle commentary that Kuala Lumpur is a dirty country place.
Country of Kuala Lumpur. I'll take that.
I only said cunt, so it didn't count.
Wow, now you're using the C-bomb right in front of our Nazi lover Sam
This
here.
is way worse than my Nazi loving.
I
You
can't
said
believe it.
you called a city a cunt.
Now let's call the feminists.
They're gonna come down on you so hard.
You
like a
are
penis.
never gonna understand what it's like to be a woman again, Bartek.
But
Mr. Bartek.
I've been to their airport.
What, the feminist airport?
Kuala Lumpur airport.
I have been to the feminist airport. They only fly planes with a female gender sign.
No, Ryan, they're about equality.
I shudder
So
to
they're
think.
both.
I want to write that comic one day.
What, the
Feminist
feminist airport?
I have no idea what would be in it, but just the name is enough to get me one.
Yeah, we'll be in it. Misunderstandings of what feminism is.
Arguments between feminists about how to be the best pilot.
And then there's just normal people there as well, just trying to get to their planes. They're being stopped at the gate because they're like, do you know what feminism is? And they're like, I don't know, just treating people nice. You fucking third waver, you. Get out of here. And then,
The mother from Mary Poppins shows up and she's like, I gotta fly.
no. And then you hear, like,
Suffragettes.
on the plane, when you get on the feminist plane, he's just like, it's like, welcome to the airline. I'm Jermaine Greer, and I fucking hate you all. I'm scum. No, that's.
I've decided to read to you aloud from my book, The Vagina Monologues.
I'm gonna read
That's
from
not what
the
it's called. What's it
female
called?
eunuch.
Female Eunuch, that's what it's called. Vagina
Don't
Monologues
you-
is a play.
The Vagina Monologues is that's it. And then if it's Jermaine Greer, won't let trans people into her plane because she doesn't believe feminism applies to them.
Yay, good old TERFs.
To all
Is that the term?
Trans exclusionary radical feminists. TERFs.
Sounds. I really do love the normal word turf, like as in my favorite film ever made, Turf Wars. Check it out; it's on YouTube, and it's a great film. Mwah! 10 minutes of glory. Yeah, short film, of course.
Glory holes? Oh,
Well-
we totally missed them having sex.
They didn't have sex; they just kissed.
Oh, she's naked again.
I do like the fact that he's very tender here, and Sean Connery
That or
in
he's appraising her
the
worth for sale.
Avengers. In the Avengers, would have totally gone to town on her because he tried to with Uma Thurman in a similar situation, but she was clothed. In this, he's like, I'm a tender man.
I'm going to cover her up even though we're in Malaysia and it's very hot here. So
No, we're at the feminist airport. You have to cover up. It's law.
But then others would want to say, I want to be able to expose myself. It's my freedom and my liberation.
Catherine Zeta-Jones is just one of these women who you just go, everything about her is kind of just works in terms of how attractive she is.
She is very attractive.
She's just, one of those people. It's like she's got a small face, but not like Isla Fisher small, and then her face is too small for her head, and then you just go. She's got the well detailed eyebrows, but not like too well detailed, like someone like Cara Delevingne or whatever. It's like, okay, we get it. You fucking like your eyebrows. Calm the fuck down about your eyebrows.
She does like her eyebrows.
We get it. Different eyebrows, but they're both very well manicured. It's like, okay, Catherine, you guys like, and then Catherine Zeta Jones, yep, you're a real brunette. Yep, nice. You know how they work the hair. You're buxom, but not actually busty, so that's kind of cool. And you've got the nice deep voice there, but you're not like Kathleen Turner deep, where you're like,
I fucking swallow cigarettes a day.
I'm Jessica Rabbit. I'm sexy.
oh, I miss Kathleen Turner.
Good times.
You know what happened to her career?
It turned around.
No, you know what actually happened?
But
She ruined her own career by coming up to Lauren Bacall because she was claimed to be the new Lauren Bacall. Lauren Bacall being Humphrey Bogart's wife. And she actually walked up to Lauren Bacall and said, I'm the new you. And Lauren Bacall's like, you're nothing like me. And then Lauren Bacall just made a few phone calls. And then Kathleen Turner wasn't getting any more work no more.
I know this bit of information.
Yep, Mrs. Humphrey Bogart single-handedly helped ruin a career
Oh, that's
of
nice.
a hot chick.
I love that people in Hollywood are so forgiving and supportive of each other. In
And
these sorts
evil,
of
yeah.
environments.
Hey, Hollywood's better than the feminist airport.
So you turn it at the feminist
This
airport.
is why it's important to make mistakes, because you make gold.
It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't. It wasn't.
No,
a
but my
mistake.
almost calling it a country.
Oh well, that is a mistake. You're right.
Yeah.
I really like this scene here where Ving Rhames stops him by putting a fork on his hand, and then he's like, "That's enough. That's enough."
I didn't notice that.
And then watch what he does with the fork. It makes no sense. Watch it.
That's like a moment like when you're improvising and like you don't think.
Yeah.
All
Like-
the times I've watched this, I've never seen
That
that.
was the only thing I noted. Look, he's scratching his head.
What? Does this man not know how to eat?
He does. He's just part of the FBI. That's how they do it.
He's only used to chopsticks.
Excuse me. Stop. I've got a fork on your hand, Sean. Oh, blimey. I better sit down then. He sits down and then he just licks the fork. He puts it in his mouth and he's like, now I've got some of that Bond in me.
It's like
He
there's
scratches his head with it.
there was one episode of Whose Lines It Anyway where Colin Mockery was like improvising a scene in like a fast food restaurant,
Oh,
and he gets fries and like holds them, like in like a
yeah,
cardboard
the
thing.
cardboard box, yeah.
Holding it in the same way you would like hold a drink, and then at one point he like drinks it like a drink, and the audience pissed themselves
I
laughing.
love Colin Mockery.
I personally love the idea that Ving Rhames should appear on Whose Line Is It Anyway and do the exact same sequence.
That's his only.
They're like, Colin Mockery's like, I'll play Sean Connery. It's me. And then he's just like, I got a fork. Okay, you know what to do, Ving. And he just goes for it.
Do you remember this great scene in my back catalogue?
Don't you remember the great scene of me and the fork, Sean? Do you remember that? No, it's
I
like
love
when
tasting
Sean
your
Connery's dying and he's on his deathbed, he'll be like, oh, blimey. Out of all the movies I've ever done and all the stars I've ever acted across, Ving Rhames and that fork was the best part of Entrapment. And he's like dying on his bed, and Ving Rhames, and then he's dying, and as he's dying, he goes, I can feel it. I can feel it on my hand. And he looks over, and there's Ving Rhames on the floor, touching his hand. He's dying here with a fork, and he goes, did it for you, pal. And then licks the fork after he's dead, and he goes, his life essence. I can taste it.
Great.
Now, isn't this the love scene?
No, possibly.
Because they haven't kissed yet. This is where they kiss. You don't actually see a love scene. Don't think, do you?
I would really not want to see it.
Apparently, their love scene or their makeout scene is voted the second worst in all of film, being beaten by what?
What was it? It was a film I hadn't seen, so I didn't remember. What was it?
Oh, now I really hope Bartek would remember. It was that of Joe Pesci and Sharon Stone in the film Casino.
Yes, that's
Was the number one worst. Because everyone wanted to see Sharon Stone get it on with Joe Pesci. I've always wanted to see Joe Pesci aim higher, literally and figuratively above.
Oh dear.
So this is the bit where they kiss. Now, if you like the fork scene, look at this kiss scene, because Ving Rhames, give it to him. He knew how to put a fork in his mouth. But does Sean Connery know how to lock lips? We're gonna find out in a moment. I mean, look at this.
He's thinking about it.
She really does give it a... Like, she goes straight in there. She goes like, okay, I've got to do this. This is my job. But Sean's at the point in his career where he's like, another girl.
This is the last time
it's like, oh, it's so hard to be me.
This is the last time he played a romantic lead, right?
This is his last romantic leading role, yeah. And
He
look
doesn't want to
at
do
this.
new
Look,
millennium.
she's going in, and he's still being like, no, I can't.
It looked like she was going for his beard, to be fair.
No, but she's trying, but he's backing away, putting his chin in the way. Little did we know that this scene he can't kiss her because he knows he's going to betray her. Look at this. Look,
That's
she's
acting.
going, and he's like, no, I'm just going to not do that. I'm going to, okay. And then she's like, okay, fuck it, I'll go everywhere else. You don't want to be kissed on the lips. And he's like, can you please not, my precious beard.
Jen.
Oh, but then
Jen.
this...
And then she goes for it, and he's just like this. Oh, please, I'm old. Okay, I'll give it my all.
So all
as long
those-
as I can beat you.
So all
And
the...
she goes, you can't
like
beat
kissing,
me.
I like beating.
She goes, if you beat me, you have to give me oral sex. And he goes, no, I don't want throat cancer. And that's why they aren't married.
I want to live until my life.
Michael Douglas said good once in a film, and he got greedy with her vagina and got throat cancer, apparently. So that's why Sean, he's not greedy.
You know,
He
Ryan...
doesn't want to get throat cancer from
You know,
pussy.
Ryan, that sounds about as tasty as the joke being tasteful.
Oh, I thought you were going to say as tasty as the food at the feminist airport. Today, gentlemen, you're going to... This is for the guys. You're going to have your own used condoms. Learn a lesson.
I was going to say
And
that.
you have to swallow.
No, I would think they'd be on the plane and the men would have to make it themselves.
No. They can't. They still can't trust the guy to do that.
Well, they would have to make their own used condoms anyway.
Oh, yeah, no. But it's like they've already prepackaged this.
Would
Their
you like
wives
some
send them ahead of
water?
time.
Or would you like some male teas?
Gross.
So here's someone taking a photo. Who's taking the photo? I hope that we don't find out
Is it Al
exactly
Baldwin
in the
again?
next scene. Oh, I love you too, guys. I really want to know how that sequence went before that. Where can you imagine his happiness?
Because that means that they said that they love her.
Foreshadowing to the train that we'll see later on that
station is
eventuates.
called
Foreshadowing, trains exist.
Foreshadowing.
It's called Poodoo.
And the station.
Foreshadowing at train stations. Trains always go at the station every 30 seconds without stopping.
Good. It's important to know.
Did you
Take notes, Melbourne.
take notes, man? Chopping me. Well,
Chop, choppity chop.
No, I think he has notes then, right?
I like how this really shows the difference between the country of Kuala Lumpur, according to Bartek, that men in suits.
I said cunt.
So cunts. That men in suits can kidnap a woman screaming, and everyone's just like, same shit as always.
Whatever, we've seen it 20 times a day.
Same shit as always. I've got meat to cut,
This
lady.
is the market for women.
Yeah, exactly.
I
This
like their
is.
Indian accent.
I would. Yeah, Sam doing
It's not
it.
like I'm a trained actor or anything.
You are a trained Nazi. We know. Hitler Youth worked well on you.
Why don't you ask us for our papers?
Hector has a great mustache.
And a great name for
But-
hectoring people.
And Cruise, like Tom Cruise.
Hector Cruz. Hecka Cruz. That's his
Oh,
nickname. Hecka Cruz. Hecka Hella Cruz.
He just always goes, oh heck.
Did we not know that he's Ted Cruz's younger brother? You know, the Zodiac killer.
Horrible politician.
Zodiac killer that is Ted Cruz.
I'm Ted Cruz and I want to be the president.
Did you know that Ted Cruz's roommate in college actually got on the whole bandwagon of him being the Zodiac
Oh,
killer?
yeah.
And he was just like this, no, I don't have any evidence to prove that he wasn't the Zodiac killer. Like, when that came out, I was like, you were there? Is he the Zodiac killer? It's like, a normal person would say, of course not. But he's like, I don't have any evidence to say that he wasn't. It's like classic people who hate Zodiac killers. So, Bartek, at this point in the movie, they've solidified their relationship, but they haven't solidified what her cause is. Is it purely selfish, or is she actually playing both sides? Is she on the side of good? At this point in the film, along with Ving Rhames appearing, Where did you think our characters' alliances really were at?
I'm just thinking about what that kid who, Cruz is covering him right now, but there's just a kid with a white shirt sitting in the back, and I'm just wondering what his deal is.
He owns this shop they're working at. They actually had to come
Some
to this...
kid watching this, like, secret meeting, though.
Yeah, but he owns the shop. Like, I imagine these guys being polite, walked into a shop and went, hey, we've got a great idea. We're going to kidnap a woman in here to have an intense conversation. Ving, you wait out back, lick a fork, and kid...
all they've got is chopsticks.
And the kid, I like how they hold on this.
Yeah.
Like again, impro. Like, now Ving, I don't know, do something visually interesting. It's hot.
I need to fan myself.
No, the kid owned the shop, and he's like, I'll let you do it, as long as I get the watch.
He looked like he wasn't enjoying it, though.
Yeah, because he couldn't understand what they were saying. Jeez.
Okay.
At the Kuala Lumpur Feminist Airport, they don't have English lessons. They have
So
feminist
the feminist
theory.
airport is in Kuala Lumpur, the cunt?
Yeah, we said this.
Okay.
When you're at the feminist airport, learning Kuala Lumpurian, you're also learning feminism.
It's in Malaysia, right? So...
No, Kuala Lumpur is its own cunt.
Okay.
It's where the clit's located, buddy. Jeez.
I got a bit absorbed in the film there. I stopped paying attention to anything.
Well, we're talking about clitorises now.
Oh,
Or as
Lord,
Gilbert
my favourite
Gottfried,
part of the body.
as Gilbert Gottfried would bravely say, clitoris, as he reads 50 Shades of Grey.
Clitoris. Yeah, that was. I have listened.
And then he hit my clitoris. Yeah.
I became a sexual goddess.
My favorite was, and he made my nipples pucker.
God, that book is awful.
I like this guy's lack of hair on his head. Like, he has a little island.
Just laughing at all the bald people. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Balding.
if I was that bald, I would have shaved so long ago.
Mate, we can't all be legends. Some of us have to be John Howard and hang on to whatever hair we have left on our eyebrows. That's a political reference to
It's
Prime
our-
Minister.
I was going to
of
say...
Prime Minister.
yesteryear.
I was going to say how many prime ministers ago he was, but then I lost count.
He was 6.
The Australian
Really? There was
political
6
system.
since?
Yes.
Howie,
Fuck
Kevin.
me.
No, it goes since then. So Kevin, Julia, Kevin again, Tony Abbott, Malcolm Turnbull.
Yeah, so it was 6 ago.
Do we count the fact that Malcolm Turnbull took over the last one and then won this one?
Yeah, but he's one individual
Yeah, you're right,
prime
you're right,
minister.
yeah.
Like, Kevin had to come back again, so that's why you count him. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So 5.
Malcolm,
So he was 6 ago.
Kevin, Julia, Kevin again, then...
Tony. No. So you got it wrong. It's
Did I miss Tony?
Kevin,
Howard,
Julia,
Kevin,
Kevin, Tony,
Malcolm.
Malcolm.
You skipped Julia.
No, Julia's second. Then
I was going backwards. Were you going forwards?
I'm going in chronological order. So after John Howard, our former Prime Minister, he lost to Kevin Rudd in 2007.
Kevin, yeah.
Then Kevin Rudd got booted out for Julia Gillard. Then Kevin Rudd came back literally like a week.
Yeah, it was very short.
Then Tony.
And then he was taken over.
And then he was taken over.
Him getting taken over by Malcolm was one of the happiest days of my life. Like,
But then you realize Malcolm Turnbull is the
scumbag.
worst evil you can have because he doesn't actually tell you any of the truth, while Tony at least was stupid enough to tell you what he thought.
see, it was just the best kind of Schadenfreude. Like, if you wanted to define Schadenfreude,
It's like if America
just
lost
desserts.
Donald Trump and got the one who's in second.
Mike Pence.
Yeah, that's the exact same situation.
Yeah.
Where they're both...
Just as evil, but competent.
Yeah, I like competency in my evil. You know, so
If you're gonna be evil, you might as well be
I really wanted to see one person walk in this elevator anyway.
Like, just right at the end, they're like, so this one is working.
it is working. Oh, I'm so glad. And then they're just
Well, they
sitting
just
there.
don't speak English and they just...
No, these were English speakers. Is that
Well, I
they
mean,
were
if
talking
one
to.
of them just didn't speak
Okay, at the
English.
feminist airport, there's one person who walked into this
Ryan,
shuttle.
You're so dumb. This isn't the feminist airport. This is the Twin Towers.
Oh, sorry. The day that the plane drove in
This is
to...
the meninist
I didn't even
towers.
make that connection.
What,
Planes
the
and Twin
feminists
Towers.
killed the 9/11 victims? Hashtag Sandy Hook didn't happen, Alex Jones. So... Little do we know that those feminists at the feminist airport really
And the
did
demons.
9/11 all along.
The
Jermaine
demons.
Greer answer for your crimes. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the frickin' frogs gay.
It's a good impersonation, though.
I got it wrong. I have to do it like...
There needs to be more
And like you can hear the blood in my throat.
You need to take your shirt off as well, because the best ones he's done is when he's bizarrely
The
shirtless.
best Alex Jones one ever is when he's apologizing for something. He goes like this. You know, Sandy Hook was a tragedy. Even if it didn't happen, it was a tragedy. We give our love to the families, all that. You know, in this time, we need to be united because this is a time of peace.
And he's
Coming
the
up
one who's saying
next-
it's gonna be a civil war.
And then he's like, coming up next, we're in a civil war. World War III's happening, people.
My favorite one was the one where he got really insane, saying that Hillary Clinton was literally
A
the
demon?
devil because a fly landed on her.
There
There are literally flies buzzing around her all the time. She's a
Beelzebub,
demon.
I see. See, I don't actually watch the clips of him. I just hear about all of them, and I know what the voice is. So it's,
One of my favorites is someone remixed the song.
I never heard the
him into a
shirtless
one of
Yeah,
my
he's shirtless sometimes.
one of my favorites is someone remixed him do it into a song of him talking about goblins. It's like, I don't want Trump ingratiating himself with goblins, and then they remixed it in this funky beat song where it's like, I don't want him kissing goblins, goblins, goblins. And it's like this funky retro
Nice funky beat.
techno beat. Where
the only one of those I've seen is, and I showed it to you, was like the DuckTales chemtrails thing.
Yeah. Now, the good thing about this movie that I think we need to give credit for is this movie, for me at least, doesn't feel too 90s. Yes, it is all setting up to the millennium and all that, which it does always feel dated, but it doesn't have the 90s music to it. It actually like has good, solid, ageless, like timeless music. Like, it doesn't have, like, in these caper movies, especially from the 90s, that techno kind of movie that you hear in something like Hackers. You know, like, it doesn't have that. It
Didn't
just
have any of the black screens with green text on it.
No, it didn't really have those. And it also, for a movie that's about hacking...
There's more lasers.
There is more lasers.
But these ones are blue.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I fucking hate it. But her
They're weird,
boobs
you have
look
to-
great in this dress. Well,
It's not a dress, it's a pantsuit now.
Oh, well, I'm fucking an idiot. I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't know who that idiot is I'm fucking, but I'm sorry.
Those aren't the cloths strung together.
Excuse me, that is not a necklace. That's a pearl necklace. Jesus, Michael Douglas
Sean
wants...
came on his,
It's not
came
a
on a neck.
necklace, it's a necklace.
It is
not a
lace
vase.
made out of a neck.
It's a vase.
It isn't pronounced Vizar. That's the role that Jafar had. Who's a Vizar?
Vizier.
Vizier. You know,
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart was originally supposed to voice Jafar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but then they thought he was too dramatic.
Well, they clearly didn't watch American Dad, did they?
That didn't exist yet.
Well,
Some.
they should have tried harder and looked it up. IMDb, man.
No, I'm sorry. Look, they set up the chair. I'm glad that they set up the chair because they use that chair later. And in a lesser
And it
movie,
gets broke.
because it got woke about the 9/11 imagery. You know, even though she's using the funky glasses, they serve a point, you know? Like, this is all pointful, not pointless.
It is there for a
The
reason.
word woke, that means becoming enlightened about something.
I have awoken to the
Right?
truth.
Yeah.
I see. So like becoming enlightened to some like
Yes, that's English, yeah.
conspiratorial English or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been hearing it recently in a way that I haven't really. Whatever.
I just want to bang down the fucking lesson to Bartek. Yes, we're woke. Fucking this show,
I'm
we're
awake.
woke about the world of entrapment. I really like that in this movie. It asks us so many questions and for us to answer ourselves. I said this before. That's the strength, and I really think that could be the weakness of this film. This film doesn't spoon feed us. They're like, hey, it's New Year's and going to the new millennium. This is fun. We're not going to answer all the questions. You have to figure it out. Like, where does Catherine Zeta-Jones truly lie? You know, it takes it to the end of the movie to figure out where her loyalties are. Like, even in this sequence, you're still feeling like, is she going to betray him? You know, like did she pull this cord out that sets the whole system off on purpose to trap them in there? And then no, they keep going and all this kind of stuff. They, you know, even when they encounter tear gas, you're thinking, hey, where is her loyalties at? Where's Ving Rhames? I hope Sean Connery is okay. But the movie tricks you. You see, it makes you comfortable like that, and little do you know that the director, the writer, and the actors all involved were like, haha, fooled you. Sean is always going to be okay. Is she going to be okay is what you should be asking.
You should be.
And
I'm
I
glad
never-
you asked it.
I'm glad I did.
I like this little detail of it's like $8 billion and $1.67. It's like you got $1.67.
And then Sean, and when they count the money, Sean's like, "You said 50-50. Where's that other 30 cents?" And she's like, "I still want to be number one by 30 cents." It's like, yes. And then he stabs her in the throat.
And that's the end of the relationship.
In the movie, credits roll.
That would be a great ending.
And then he's like, "Here, bitch, have the money." And he like shoves all the $8 million down her throat.
He would say bitch.
He would. I really got surprised when Ving Rhames said "fuck" in this movie.
Yeah, it
and I was
was
like, "Oh, this has got adult."
Yeah.
I'm very uncomfortable with the language.
It's got the sexual stuff. It's got the fuck. It's got
I really like the
implied fuck.
the gentleman in the camera room that's in the tuxedo.
Like the Asian guy?
No, the darker skinned guy.
Okay, we'll see him again soon.
We'll see him again.
What do you like about him?
I just really liked his demeanor because he's very much like, "What do you think we should do about this?" And he's like, "Preposterous," but he's also like one of those characters like, "Preposterous," but he's also like willing to understand. Not this guy, the other guy that you see in this room. He's like, I think he's like the one who's hosting the party,
Okay.
and you know, it's emotional.
You got the disc. All good. Ruined a spanner.
I do like how
It's a
Imagine if
wrench.
Imagine if the disc was too,
I like all the
too
nick of
scratched.
time here. So like nick of time or spanner broke, nick of time here, that breaks.
Well, that's how you get suspense in a movie, Mr.
Well,
Bartek.
it wasn't a nick of time there because it was still crushing by the time they
Yeah,
got
but
to
it's
the
more like
elevator.
a retrospective bit of suspense, isn't it?
Oh, they were so close.
Little do they know that being in an elevator in a system that's operated by security is a surprise. This guy here on screen,
Oh yes.
I like him.
Yeah.
He just has a nice... I like how it took that long for them to figure out the time was frozen. I would have been looking at that straight off the bat, but that's because I've seen the movie. They're living in the movie, you know? Like, I'm not a detective in real life.
Yeah, you
Knows
don't
what
have
you're
you don't
doing.
have a party to run or an organization.
I'm not Matthew McConaughey in real life.
You're
Are
just,
you sure? You look so much like him.
All right. I am.
I'm gonna punch you so hard.
All
I
right.
hate Matthew McConaughey so much.
Really?
Yeah, he annoys me. Everything he's in, he ruins it.
Oh, really? I've liked him in his
Well, I don't-
resurgence as
Well, I
an
don't want
actor.
to see the Dark Tower.
Oh, fuck you, buddy. I'm looking so... The one thing that I am looking forward to the Dark Tower is Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey look like the best parts of that movie, and the rest of it looks worrisome.
They are the main characters of the film.
Yeah, but, like, they're cool. They're well cast. Like, you know, like,
I
I worry
suppose.
that if the movie... Do you ever have this? Where you watch a movie, maybe even like this, where the two actors, the lead actors are so good, so well cast, so well realized, and they're in a shitty movie, and you just go, man, I hope if they ever redo this, they can bring these ones back to do it again, because they did the best they could. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah,
Like,
why isn't there a sequel to Entrapment? Where's Entrapment 2?
Entrapped. It's like when you watch, say, like...
Freeman.
It's like, I don't know what people's opinions are. It's like those Amazing Spider-Man movies aren't very good, but I always thought Andrew Garfield was giving it his good
he
try.
He was fine. He
So
was just in a
it's
shitty movie.
Yeah, exactly. And him and, you know, Emma Stone had good... They were the
Stone
best
was
part.
good. Yeah,
They were the
Emma
best
Stone
part
was
of those movies. Too bad the movies sucked. So you kind of feel sorry for them on a level, or at least for him being like, no, I'm bummed out. Like, you know, you gave it your hardest go, and the movies just didn't live up to snuff.
And then they're just like, let's reuse Stanley.
So, do you not like Matthew McConaughey in True Detective?
Probably not.
Haven't seen
Let's. Okay, never mind. Because I was like, he doesn't like him, so he's probably going to say he doesn't.
I'm
like
going to
him.
avoid
He
films
hasn't
that have
seen
him in that.
It's a show.
We'll avoid TV shows.
He's gotten
I
better.
don't like crime shows.
Fuck you. Buddy, we're watching a crime movie and it's your favourite film of all
Yeah,
time.
but they're committing crimes.
Yeah, you don't know True Detective, buddy.
I imagine he's a detective, so I imagine he's probably solving crimes.
And he's true. Yeah, but maybe he's one who's doing crimes to solve crime.
That's no true
That's
detective.
a vigilante show.
No, not necessarily.
Oh, violence, breaking
You never
bars.
watched Idris Elba's show Luther? He
No,
does
I've
so
not.
many semi-illegal things in order to justify him.
That's okay, because that's Idris Elba.
Yeah, and it's okay if it's Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson as a double-up pair.
Ah, Woody.
You love Woody?
I love a bit of Woody, but Woody Harrelson, yeah.
You're not a big Woody fan, huh?
I like him in Will and Grace.
Wait, he's in Will and Grace?
Yes, he is. He dates Grace.
Really?
Yeah.
I never really was into Will and Grace outside of Karen and Jack.
And they're coming back, so excited.
Karen and Jack and Will and Grace were the best part, and the rest of the show
okay.
kind of sucked. Oh, and Grace's boss was pretty good.
Which boss?
The black one.
That's Will's boss.
Oh, Will's boss. I don't see how little I care.
Well, you should care more because it's a great show.
Well, he's dead now.
He is dead. He's very dead.
He was in Mel Brooks'
Oh,
film History of the World Part 1.
Two out of three of Will's bosses are now dead. Because Willy Wonka was his boss as well.
Gene Wilder was his boss?
Yeah.
So pretty much like everyone that's been in Mel Brooks movies and Will and Grace have died. Because the other one, the one I'm talking about, was in History of the World Part 1 as Josephus.
Well, Mel Brooks is still alive, right?
Well,
Yeah,
don't
he's now-
Mel, please do not be in the new Will and Grace. I want you to be alive so bad.
Yeah, and I suppose Debbie Reynolds is dead now too, and she was Grace's mother.
Wait, was she in a Mel Brooks movie?
I don't know.
No, you're wrong.
But she's still dead.
Please, Cloris Leachman and Mel Brooks, don't appear in the new Will and Grace. You'll die if you do. I've never noted this connection before. Now I've got to note, was Madeline Kahn in it? No, she was dead before then. Was Dom DeLuise in any? Oh, fuck. This has gotten... Oh, my God. Hashtag Brooks' stable / Will and Grace
Bill
equal
Pullman was never
death.
in
The Mel Brooks
Wait,
Will and
what?
Grace
Bill Pullman was never in it.
Thank God.
Good. Bill Pullman's okay.
Well, his career's not so much. But like,
Poor Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman.
Bill Paxton's dead.
Well, but he was never in the Mel Brooks.
No, he wasn't, but people always get those two.
Dave Chappelle's alright.
No. Yeah, Dave Chappelle wasn't.
Men in Tights.
Men in Tights isn't a film.
It's a great one.
I hate Men in Tights. People love that movie. I
like
fucking hate it.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs is the best.
Spaceballs is great.
Rick Moranis, please, Rick Moranis, please do not make your career comeback, Will and Grace. You will.
I'm gonna come back to film and be in Will and Grace.
Is that your Rick Moranis impersonation?
No, this is my impersonation that I do whenever I don't know how to impersonate someone and I can't be bothered.
Do you not know Rick Moranis?
I know who Rick Moranis is.
Do you not know what he sounds like?
I know what he sounds like, but I couldn't convincingly do a impersonation of him.
Suddenly Seymour
I
standing
wouldn't want to do one
beside
out of the blue that is recorded because that will be there for all perpetuity.
Oh man, now I'm looking up Will and Grace people.
Hey, look up Madeline.
Yeah, well, I love Madeline. That's why.
She's Madeline, she's Madeline.
Will and Grace. Let's see who's appeared in this show and who are dead now. That were from Mel Brooks' stable of actors.
Enough of them.
Too many.
Man,
Well,
what if you get drunk one night and you're
there were
in a
8 seasons of Will and Grace.
Yeah, and there's going to be a 9th. So excited.
Did there need to be a 9th?
Yes.
No, seriously. Will and Grace sucked, didn't it?
No, it's great. It's
The best
great.
thing about it are those 2 other characters,
Who are
Jack
great.
and Karen.
Grace is also funny. Will is
No.
a bit of a bore.
No,
Grace
Grace
is
is
hilarious.
fine.
Guys, our 2 leads survived the scary.
Oh. Well, that's disappointing. Wouldn't it
Well-
be great if they just plummeted to their deaths?
But then the movie would be over and we wouldn't get the twist about Ving Rhames. He'd just be at the funeral being
They'd
like,
just,
rest
they'd just
in
be
peace.
like a...
And he'd throw a fork.
You know those 80s like Revenge of the Nerds movie where you get
Oh
these subtitles?
no! Michael Douglas was in Will and Grace?
Oh, yeah, he was in it.
Oh no, it gave him throat cancer!
Was he in any Mel Brooks?
No, thank God, but he nearly got killed by Will and Grace. That's
Yeah.
why he nearly died.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I was so worried there. I saw his happy little face. I'm like, no, Will and Grace. Who was he?
He was a cop.
Gavin
who-
Hatch.
Who was secretly gay, who loved Will, but...
He was an old man.
In order to convince Will to go on a date with him, he pretended that he needed his help hunting for laptop thieves.
What if Mel Brooks goes to the set and says, "You leave my actors alone," but they recorded him and they put that in an episode?
No, you gotta say it like Mel Brooks would say it as well. You gotta leave my actors alone! That's why Paul Giamatti being Mel Brooks.
Yeah, well, the twist of Gilbert Godfrey. Yeah, more Paul Giamatti one. Yeah.
It was.
So, with the films like this...
This
that
is a
are-
film, yes, you nailed
that
it.
are about crimes, and particularly notorious crimes. Like, this would be a very big deal.
Yes.
Well, yes, she gets away in the end. Spoilers.
What?
Yes. I'm sorry to... I had a spoiler
I really
warning
wanted
there,
the
so it's
propeller
fine.
blades to chop her in half.
It's like, how does she live?
What do you mean? She has
she would-
she has
they-
$1
She
billion.
breathes. They know they know what she looks like.
They knew that from the beginning.
And they know all of her information.
She is a
The
master
only
criminal.
reason she hasn't already been arrested is because they were letting her continue to dig herself into a hole.
Yeah, but
While, yes, she would have a lot of money.
She finds a genie and wishes for immortality.
Where did
dude,
she
she's a
go?
part of the crime world. She can vanish. And also,
She'll go live with Mr. Nippies.
well, yes, under his boob.
Oh, it's so comfortable in here.
Fun fact: the housemaid from Will and Grace, her last acting role was Food Fight. What a great way to end your career.
No, because she's going to be in the new season.
No, they haven't got her in the IMDb.
She's in the new season, though.
Tough shit. They haven't got her in the IMDb.
Well,
buddy.
we all know that IMDb is flawless the way they deleted their message boards.
What?
They deleted their message boards, and
For what?
because they were too poisonous and toxic, which is true, but they were also very fun.
On what? Will and Grace?
No, all of them. Like, they didn't like the culture that it was.
Excuse me.
breeding.
We read a message board
A few
thing
times.
on this show for the tuxedo, which this movie really reminded me of as well, thanks to Bartek pointing that out in a conversation we had before the show, that talked about that their dad's truck was in that movie.
Yeah. And I read a...
And then we
there
also
might
did
be-
The Boy Next Door, in which there was a very, very civilized conversation about why would a woman wear lingerie if she wasn't ready to fuck?
Yeah, and there was even in the film Deck the Halls, I read a bunch of message boards. One of them was complaining about
the
racism.
IMDb message boards. If you looked on that page you were just on, there is no longer a link to get to the message
I'm
board.
so...
You know what? I have noticed
I'm
recently
so
that
upset about that.
Yeah.
I really wanted to write a message board on Will and Grace.
I had been on those message boards since I was 13.
Yeah, didn't you talk about them in a previous episode?
Yeah, they were great. Especially the 140-page one arguing about what was the saddest death in Jaws 2.
That's right. That's what we talked about.
What was the saddest
But the saddest death was there's this one character. Her name is Marge, and she's a teenager, so you feel bad for her because she's a teenager and her name is Marge. And she has next to no lines, but she gets the most brutal, horrible death, and she's one of the only teenagers to die in the movie, apart from like some random guy, saving the sheriff's son.
Okay.
So it's a self-sacrificial death. Like, she saves him and in the process gets killed. And everyone's like, oh my god, it's so sad, it's so sad. And I was just like, why are you still talking about this? This was first posted in 2007, and in 2016, which is the last time I looked at it, you're still going.
Yeah,
What
because
more
it's
information-
fucking sad, and now they can stop forever.
Well, now they have to.
It has been silenced.
Well, while this film's ending, I have some fun facts about Will and Grace.
Oh. Show I've never watched before, but okay, let's hear
Well,
them.
it's about gay people.
Yeah,
Except for the ones that aren't gay,
Yeah.
which are the two women.
No, Will's not gay in real life.
No, I mean the characters.
Oh, yes, the characters, yes, they're both gay.
Whoa,
Karen
whoa,
is
hold
bisexual.
on. First trivia fact.
Karen is bisexual
John-
and possibly transgender.
Okay.
There's references where she can't remember if she was a boy or a girl when she was
Oh,
a child.
okay. Well, John Barrowman was up, who we mentioned briefly, was up for the role of Will, but didn't get it because he was too straight.
Yeah,
And the
irony.
role went to Eric McCormack. Barrowman is gay in real life, while McCormack
And
is
is
straight.
feminine as hell.
Yeah, you gotta play gay or not at all.
Yeah.
I gotta play it gay, or else how am I gonna suck
Keep it
cock?
gay.
And then, oh, whoa, hold on. This is a groundbreaking fact here about Will and Grace that Bartek is gonna be rolling so happily about. The first episode of the 8th season was a live aired episode.
They did 2 of them, actually.
Well, it says just the first of the 8th. Now, this scene here really reminds me of the fact that they have here, which is Jack Share doll is a $60,000 prototype of a doll that Mattel sold for a short time. That made me think of this scene because she has a real doll-like face. Doesn't she?
It's well proportioned.
It is so proportioned. It's like the proportions they just went on Catherine Zeta-Jones. Let's do the opposite of Sean Connery's face. Where if he didn't have a beard, I'd want... Like, you know what it's like when you watch the James Bond movies with Sean and you're like, oh, he doesn't have a beard. I don't know how to feel about this. It feels dirty. It's like if
Yes.
Bartek didn't have a beard. I wouldn't know who he was. I'd be
You've
like,
seen me without a beard.
yeah, but I
That's
don't know who
very
you are
uncomfortable when
each
you cut your
time.
hair,
I'm like,
Ryan.
who's... Huh?
It was very uncomfortable when you cut your hair.
I never did nothing uncomfortable in my life. You're just a bigot.
Well, I am a Nazi.
Well, and a bigot, so there you go.
I think those
look,
two
he's...
words kind of go
What
with-
is with Ving Rhames putting things in his mouth?
And near other people's faces.
It almost looked like a pencil.
It's actually a cigar,
Yeah, I know it is.
but he wished it was a fork with Sean Connery's DNA on it.
Essence.
I can't believe neither of you didn't notice that classic fork moment.
I've only seen the film once.
I had
Right?
never
Well,
noticed
Bartek,
it.
you're more observant than this.
Right, I didn't even notice he touched the fork onto him.
You didn't even fork it together.
Honestly, I might
Oh,
not
her
have
eyebrows are saying she's sad.
Look at the way they're drawn together.
Oh, well, yeah.
They look at the way they kind of squiggle into the middle of her face.
Oh, she's sad.
Sean's are saying, I'm mischievous because the one on my left side is raised a little bit and a bit fluffier.
And look at all the wrinkles.
Well, he's a proud, wrinkled man.
Yes.
You should be proudful.
I should be proudful.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the word.
Fine. You should be
pride.
You should be.
Prideful?
You should be prided about it.
Prodded. I'll be prodded. Let's be prodded.
Okay, don't
Be
be so gay.
pridey.
Don't be so gay about it. Okay, I know we talked about Will and Grace, and that's like catnip, but like, calm down, okay?
Will and Gaze.
I get it.
don't
There-
know how you could like.
When
Just...
I started going clubbing at gay bars, there was a very butch lesbian bouncer, and do you know what her name was? Her name was Gay.
What was it?
Well,
It was Gay. Literally, her name was
Yeah,
Gay.
so it was gay, but what was it?
What? When I first went to uni, I met a girl whose name was Friday,
Oh God.
and she didn't expect me to make jokes and or references.
You expected
She
me
was-
to leave that one on the table?
One time I said to her, "What day is it? Friday."
That would be good.
And she looked me dead in the eyes and just hated me so much because that day was Friday.
I enjoyed that.
What day is it? Friday.
There was a kid in my school whose name was Anakin.
Oh, I had a girl in my school called Annika.
Well, that's an actual name.
Anakin's a name.
Yeah, from Star Wars.
Yeah. I had a girl in my year called Storm Forest. That was actually her name.
God.
Hey. It's a cool combination of the name Storm that you could put with anything else. Like, think about it. Like
Storm
that-
Smith.
Yeah, you couldn't have Storm Harris.
I know a Storm Logan.
Actually, I take that one back. Storm Harris sounds like a really cool store where you would buy shoes. Storm, what was it, Logan?
Yeah.
Ah, the X-Men fanfic. Storm and Logan. She turns him on by electrocuting his fucking claws until he comes
Oh, I would watch
in
that
the
movie.
room.
Is it still Halle Berry, or have they cast someone who actually
The
is
one,
better at it?
the one that was in the new X-Men movie.
Oh yeah,
The one with the mohawk.
that great movie. It was so good.
X-Men Apocalypto,
It's-
directed by Mel Brooks.
Ryan, did you like Ving Rhames' last line?
I loved Ving Rhames' last line, but little did you know there's a cutscene at the end of this movie where he's just licking forks that are in the castle. He's like, oh, Sean must have touched
I
this.
live here with my castle fork.
But his last line was a callback to his first scene.
Which was the size dress.
No, it was bring me a damn car.
And yeah, because he really wanted his car, you know? Now, Sean gave him microchips. Does this indicate that Ving Rhames is a corrupt officer of the law?
I'd say so.
I'd say so.
I'd say so.
Maybe he's just
Sure.
maybe he's just really sneaky about his forks. So.
Nothing says entrapment like a long lingering shot on blinking Sean Connery. Oh my.
Finally realizing that she's up there.
Like, that's just Sean now. It's not her breathing. I like her outfit with the one button.
It's very fashionable.
Maybe she's what are they called? The people flashers? Or...
I would love it if she was a flasher.
Yeah, no one would arrest her for that. They'd just be like, okay, cool.
They'd actually give her an award.
Well done,
Nobel
Miss Zeta
Peace
Jones.
Prize. There's been no wars since you did that.
Now, I
yesterday.
know that you didn't serve in the military, but I've got a Purple Heart here for you. And
The Medal of Honor.
and a Medal of Honor. Now, I don't have the medal, but I have the video game.
Yeah, have the disc.
And she gets given it, and she goes, Medal of Honor? Great. And then she looks at it and realizes it's not the first two Medal of Honors, and she goes, oh, piss week then, and breaks it in half. And then they go, you're good. You're good.
That was a
we tried
test.
it. We tried to test you there, but you passed. Here's the original 2 Medal of Honors on PlayStation 1.
She doesn't have a PlayStation to play them.
No. She puts them up her vagina and they become gold nuggets.
What a great story that was.
It's called Entrapment.
Comes full circle. She flashes. She's in entrapment.
It's doable. And
passes
Oh,
then,
look, she
test.
even did the pop leg thing.
well, I would pop my leg if I was her, because I just shoved Metal 1 and 2 up my cooch.
And I also have bazillions of dollars.
Did you notice how many trains just go past this station without
Yes,
actually stopping?
yeah.
Now, know that the train station's empty? Well, they did say, well, you can bring the civilians back in now.
He told Bob to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, Bob.
Barbara.
Barbara. So, we are going to now give our views on the film and a rating of our choice.
Our views or our reviews?
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm going to go straight off the back. The back of Sean Connery's amazing career, because this is probably one of his last leading man roles, at least of the romantic kind. And Sean Connery was, in his time, and I really do hope that he does return to acting before he leaves us. I want him to, so shut up. I wish that he would come back because he does have a charisma and a charm, one that is of a certain era that we don't have anymore. You know, you can say that's a good thing, you can say that's a bad thing. He's good at playing villains and he's good at playing the heroes as well, hence he's James Bond, but then other times he can be Merryweather from the Avengers. So, my saying about this movie is this movie's more than just Catherine Zeta-Jones and lasers. There's Ving Rhames and forks as well. I think that this movie is one that's appropriate for a family to watch together. Of course, the kids being, I'd say, above 10 because there is a fuck in there, and it depends how prudish you are. Apparently, Sam's family didn't care too much.
No, they enjoyed it good.
They were like, you're gonna fucking like this kid, and you're like, I will, as long as I get to watch Deep Rising afterwards. You damn straight. And then we're gonna go to the Starsky and Hutch video store. It was a guy who played Hutch. Sells videotapes of every episode of Starsky and Hutch. And he doesn't have the current movie because it hasn't happened yet. But he makes a cameo in it. And then little Sam goes, Dad, I think I might be gay. And he's like, that's why we're taking you to Starsky and Hutch store to teach you a lesson. And
Show you a film about two men. Or a show about two men.
And I give this film 5 stars. That's my review. Is that still review? Now, if I have to give this a rating, I would give this I would say I just give this a nice romance.
Dinner with a fork?
I'm not going to make any fork references. I think the romance of this movie speaks for itself. This gets a rating of a nice, tender, sensual, consentful, every now and then you get slapped with the back of the hand in the face romance. Bartek?
I think that this film is definitely one that more people should watch. I mean, that's sort of a conclusion there, but let's talk about why that conclusion is the case. And before I continue, Ryan, it's Mr. Bartek.
Sorry, Monsieur Bartek.
Monsieur Bartek. That's what people do when I leave.
You know, Bartek, I've been really proud of you this episode. Like, I think the word I'd use is pride. You took us to the feminist airport full throttle.
And only I can.
I can't wait to do an image for the feminist airport where it's like an airport, but it's pink with all the female gender signs and then like a bunch of angry people in it, like just arguing with each other.
I like how even the feminists couldn't stop their feminist airport from being pink.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, what colour should we choose?
Well, is it right?
And all the feminists go, pink! Fuck!
And then you have no. The airport is nothing but wallpapered images of Pink, the musician. And every feminist man, woman, or trans person just goes, she is an icon. And like raises their glasses. Even the people taking off the plane, when they're landing the plane, they're like, where is the airport? Well, look for Pink's face. There it is. The tarmac is just Pink doing those aerial aerobatics in her shows. And that's,
that's a nice
the tarmac is nothing but really large images of that. And they're like, there it is. Let's land on Pink's face.
Do it.
Okay. Sorry, Bartek. I would love to hear your review, but I've got to make an airport.
Not make it to the airport. You have to make.
I have to make it for Australia because it's only Kuala Lumpur.
Yes, the cunt of Kuala Lumpur. Anyway, this film, I really like this film because this film had a lot of things going for it.
Yay.
It's really good to see a film that makes sense while also having elements of mystery and also having good pacing and plot development. So what I mean by this is there are a lot of films you watch where you watch them and you're just asking questions all the time about things that are confusing, and not necessarily like dramatic questions like who's going to be the final villain, who's going to be the mastermind. It's questions like you're confused, you don't know what's going on.
To be or not to be, you know?
Yeah, and there were some points with this
It's
film.
also a Mel Brooks film.
It's a remake, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it's got naughty Nazis in it.
You know that I enjoy that kind of thing.
And I will reference this.
I only
in
like
every
half
episode that you're not
realized
here
the
for.
connection.
That he turns
And
straight
it's-
for
It's
Nazis.
set in Poland, isn't it?
To be or not to be, yeah.
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 To be or not to be is
At
one
the
of his
beginning-
weaker movies, Mel Brooks.
Yeah, it's
the
not-
original.
But at the beginning, he and his wife sing in Polish. And then they argue in Polish, and the narrator's like, let's not do Polish anymore. For the sake of clarity.
How amusing.
Yes, so
That's
I
not-
really like that beginning part. Anyway, this film, I will
That's
admit,
the reason he likes it, nothing else. That beginning part, because they have Polish.
And they could
That's
turn it
a-
off after the first 5 minutes.
After
and
the
naughty
Polish,
Nazis.
I do
them-
enjoy when he's trying to get through to be on it to be, and the guy keeps telling him the lines to it. No, it's good comedy.
Go, Bartek. I know, it's hard.
Yeah.
The feminist airport's calling you with their anthem, which is just whatever top female songs on at the moment.
It's that Ariana Grande one where she got fucked so hard she can't walk straight.
Yeah.
That's
Any
feminist.
Nicki Minaj song from 3 years ago.
That's a good feminist right there.
From Nicki Minaj.
No, it's,
Or Ariana Grande.
there's nothing more disturbing than a little kid dancing to that song. Because I'm like, she's been fucked so hard she can't walk straight. It's terrifying.
Is that a real song?
Yeah, you've got me going side to side because she's been fucked so hard that she can't.
Walk straight.
Okay.
Yeah, like the video is the typical.
I mean, Ariana Grande is like 14 years old or whatever.
Yeah, it really is.
Talk about Ariana Grande in your review. Incorporate it, Bartek, so none of this seems like a tangent.
God, it's like the year 12 GAT all over again.
Go, go, go!
Did that fly over you? You didn't do the GAT. Anyway,
I did the GAT and I finished it really quickly and I left.
I don't know what that is, but...
it's a general achievement test that you do in year 12.
I don't
Just
have...
in case you die during the exams and they have nothing else to grade you on, so they go with the GAT.
Oh.
There was a
what
big
did
running-
Ariana Grande think of this movie, Bartek?
Okay, I'll stop talking about the GAT. Anyway, Ariana Grande, she saw the film and she had...
You can speak Polish, but you can't speak Ariana Grande. The woman who sounds like a coffee. You just can't say.
Oh dear.
I would... Excuse me, cafe owner? Yes, sir.
Can I have an Grande?
Can I have a nice warm cup of Ariana Grande? Of course, if you lick a donut first, and then it's a controversy for no specific reason. Okay, but do I get cancer of the throat? What, are you fucking pervert? You're not licking Catherine Zeta Jones' pussy. It's like, oh, you're right. Sorry, I just wanted a coffee.
Jeez, there's so many references. What was the donut thing reference to?
She stole a donut.
Ariana Grande stole a donut.
No, she licked it.
She
She
licked a donut that she was at a store and she filmed it like on Snapchat or some shit, and everyone gave this backlash being like, you know how fucking rude that is to the staff and the people who work at the good institution of Dunkin' Donuts? You are such a bad role model. Be more like Miley Cyrus and get naked for us, you fucking bitch.
Did she buy it afterwards or what?
No.
No, she just licked it, put it back, but she was like a teenager who is drunk.
Oh, okay. Why would a celebrity...
Or at least having a stupid time with her friends, you know? So it's just like she licks a donut and everyone's like, what a fucking bad role model. What a fucking travesty of a human being. And even now, after she's done all this other stuff that you could argue is good or bad, people are still like, never have gotten
never
over
live
the
it down.
donut thing.
Okay.
Like, she's had, like, that thing that happened this year with all of her fans that got, you know, like,
The terrorists
killed
as well.
and injured and all that. And people still are like, Ariana Grande, the musician, and a girl who licked a fucking donut. Like, honestly, I watched a news report where that was mentioned alongside all these people died.
To us since.
Like they never let go of that. Like, for some reason, it's like, yeah, for some reason they're not letting go of that. Like, I understand why people may not let go in the society that we live in of like Miley Cyrus being naked and everything, or being like a terrible person, it seems. But it's like Ariana Grande, young girl out on the town having fun, licked a donut 4 years ago. I'll never let that go. You can have the right to take my guns away, but you can never take my right to call Ariana Grande a dirty donut licker.
Who then doesn't buy.
And then doesn't buy it. What a fucking slag.
What a bitch.
So, Bartek?
Alright, let's start my review, I guess. Fucking hell, Jesus.
No, Ariana Grande is her name. I don't know why you can't.
No, I know it's Ariana Grande, but
You got there, Nilly.
just the first time I just,
Slugged her. Like Sean Connery.
It's another word for stammer, but I can't.
So I heard that you licked a donut, bitch.
I'm gonna slug you in the jaw.
I'm gonna slug you in the jaw. That's how you mature a woman. That's what he believes.
And I think the reason why people don't appreciate this film is because they're distracted by pop culture. You know, they're distracted by the incidents of the days. They don't have time to just appreciate a really good film that came right at the end of the millennium. The same millennium that so many things happened in. Like that one thing and then another thing. You know, there were medieval times, there were Renaissance times, and there were times where everyone was sad and they called it the Great Depression.
Yeah, that's a sad time.
Yes, and there were so many great films made, and I feel like this film is made with this... I'm literally giving a review and you're looking at a phone. Like, what's going on?
I'm telling the phone that I'm looking at about your review. I'm translating it for it. I'm actually transcribing.
Well, we are recording this. You can transcribe it afterwards.
No, I have to do it. It's a court case. This is a court case.
Oh, you're taking minutes.
We're at the war trial for Sam for being a Nazi. And I have to transcribe your review.
Okay. Oh, this is a testimony.
This is a testimony for Sam's
Sam's
Nazism.
By being into Alison.
Oh, no, I see. And he has to give his testimony.
We are here
after.
because Sam is guilty of liking Will and Grace and being a gay man and that being so much of a stereotype, but he's also a Nazi, so that kind of goes against the grain.
I really just like to keep people guessing, is what I'm saying.
He also likes Kylie, so, like, not Minogue, just anyone called Kylie, you know? Just, if your name's Kylie, he'll turn straight for you.
Hi, Kylie. You're a boomerang.
This film is the greatest 1999 Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta Jones duo lead film. If you do not watch any other Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta Jones duo film from 1999, you make it this one. This one is full of love for the whole 20th century and, in fact, the whole millennium. The whole second millennium after the BC times. This film has everything going for it. It has funny moments, it has good romance, it has a great heist, and it has great characters with great acting.
It's a
you
caper
can make
action.
great things out of it, out of Forks, out of making mistakes about Kuala Lumpur being a cunt. There are so many great things. You don't have to talk about Will and Grace. You can just watch this film and talk about it forever. And if I have to give this film a rating, I have to give it a Sam Langsford garden in the cunt of Kuala Lumpur, stationed right in the middle of the feminist airport.
But where does Ving Rhames factor into all that?
I'm
giving the fork to Sam.
Nah, Ving Rhames runs the feminist airport because even though they're feminists, they can't run their own airport.
There you go.
They need the FBI to run it. Look, we have good ideology, but we're bad at running things at the feminist airport.
To run it.
Judy accidentally drove into a tower the other day. Grim.
Women can't drive, yeah.
It was awkward.
And it was really awkward. So thank God Ving stepped in. He licked some things.
That's how you keep
And
things
now now
on track,
we're a
licking.
5-star quality airport. You can come here for equality and stay for the inner politics that makes no sense because we're all trying to believe in the same thing, but we're going over the finer details that really don't matter. But let's just go in circles.
Ryan.
And kind of get every normal person that's outside just wanting to catch a plane not to come in at all to the feminist airport.
Ryan,
They'd rather be bigots because at least bigots are honest about what they're about.
I like that we have made a lot of things out of these token black characters that we see on the show. Like there was Tone Loc with his Brothers Don't Surf. We had Isaac Hayes with his evidence
Fucking
thing.
Isaac Hayes needs more evidence.
So great that we're getting mileage out of all these
I love
gentlemen.
the idea that at the hey, we're just talking about like bigots at least tend to be a bit more in tune with what they're about. Can you imagine like a meeting of the bigot airport and if it was the same as the feminist airport where it's like, motherfucker, I don't like those blacks. How dare you say you don't like the blacks? I love the blacks. It's those damn Jews I have a problem with. Like, they're all having
It's
these
like if the bigots...
it's like, you're one of those third wave bigots, aren't you?
No, 'cause one of
Yeah,
them-
I only hate blacks if they're criminals.
You're a bigot because you're bigoted about my bigoted views.
So you're saying that if bigots were to submit... If bigots
Yes,
were
it's
to...
called the Republican Party.
Oh, KO!
They're saying that if bigots were to submit a Microsoft Word document and feminists were to submit a Microsoft Word document, the bigots wouldn't have any like spell check errors.
No, the bigots would actually have one that met the word limit.
Okay.
While the feminist one would be like 4 times as long.
And going on tangents or something.
And goes on
What?
tangents.
Tangents, they're the worst thing ever.
And tangents that counteract what the theme or point of the actual essay they're writing is. That there was like, why men suck. And then in it, they're like, if it wasn't for men, I wouldn't be around. Hashtag love them. And then the next tangent would be like, but fuck, they oppress
Can
me.
we go on a tangent and go for his review?
Yeah, sure.
Sure, thank you. Thank you for that.
This is
I
just
don't
a
really know
tangent,
what else
though.
I can say about this without going on a tangent.
Don't let me down.
I really don't have much to say that's going to be particularly amusing, except that it's a great movie. Catherine Zeta-Jones's butt has never looked better in that quasi-futuristic outfit. I would give it 45 lasers out of 45 lasers.
Oh, that was hilarious because there were 50 laces.
Oh, I'm so satirical.
No, Ryan, there were 50 lasers and 67 cents.
Well, if only there were 50 reviews I could read from IMDb, but I've only grabbed 6.
and if only there were 9
Or 5.
comments from YouTube.
So I've got a 7-star review here from IMDb written in the good year of 2004. It's called All I'm Seeing is Catherine and the Laser Beams.
He sees the laser beams?
Well, they see it. I don't know. Their name's Christine, so this is a woman speaking.
Oh, dear.
This is how it starts. That was the coolest part of the movie. I mean, I'm not a guy or anything, but I have to admit she does look sexy. I really enjoyed Entrapment. It had high action and intensity. I saw the film over HBO. I showed my mum, and she was in love as well. Although this is not my favorite Connery film, it's still worth a look. The love story wasn't really needed, but you'll deal. Overall, the film is good. It was well directed with some remarkable actors. And remember, laser beams! If you don't like the film, you will definitely like laser beams! Hee hee. I would recommend this to fans of Connery or Jones. 7 out of 10.
What about fans of laser beams?
Well, that
Goes without saying?
goes without saying.
Yeah.
I got another one here that's written by Snobby Dude. It's from 2005, 7-star review again. It's called You Won't Remember Much About the Movie Other Than Catherine Zeta-Jones
And Ryan,
in the laser scene.
And Ryan was gracious enough to read his
Yes.
username.
Yeah, well, I wanted to just get you into the mindset of Snobby Dude. I remember how after seeing this movie, everyone in my office was talking about Catherine Zeta-Jones and how she was arguably the most beautiful woman in the world. The women in the office went to go see it after hearing all the fuss. Many going just to confirm that she isn't all that. In a way, it's a bit odd. It's a bit of a shame because it's a decent heist movie with a good plot and pretty good acting. Sean Connery was, as always, excellent in his role, and the cinematography? That's the end of that sentence. It gets all overshadowed by the Catherine Zeta-Jones laser scene that guys will be thinking about for days, and then in brackets, years? He asks that like a question. Does any of this make the movie any less entertaining to watch? Probably not. Bartek,
Probably not.
you've gotten comments from YouTube. Now, are these from the trailer?
They're from a few different versions of the trailer, yeah.
There are different versions, because I watched the trailer of this on IMDb, and it was one of those trailers where it just showed you a bunch of images, and a guy narrating just goes,
Catherine Zeta-Jones is after an art thief. That art thief, Sean Connery. Do they fall in love? Do they get the jewels?
you'll find out. And I'm like, that's the trailer?
Well, they did steal those jewels that they really wanted to get in the movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this film, it's from 1999, so it's kind of be one of those like, oh, the trailer's up, but it's like a retrospective thing, so it's old. So there's not a lot of comments. I've managed to find 9.
9 means no.
They're all funny for the same reason. They're all meaningful for the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
And little quiz for you is going to be: what is the common element to all these comments?
Is it lasers?
The first comment,
Please let it be lasers.
and it's all lowercase, no punctuation.
Yes!
Oh, I'm sorry. There is a colon at one point.
Fuck, no, you've screwed it now.
But it's only because it was referencing a time in the trailer. Damn, Catherine Zeta-Jones is such a sexy girl. She looks so sexy naked at the 0-minute 40-second mark. Hubba hubba, sexy girl, the most sexy girl I ever seen. I so want to fuck her.
Is the theme that Catherine Zeta-Jones is sexy girl?
If only they knew
One of
it
them.
gives them throat cancer.
Yeah, that pussy gives you throat cancer.
The next comment I found on the same video is, damn, Catherine Zeta-Jones is such a sexy girl. She looked so sexy naked at the 0-minute 40-second mark. Hubba hubba, sexy girl, the most sexy girl I ever seen. I so want to fuck her.
Is that the same comment again?
The third comment I found is, damn, Catherine Zeta-Jones is such a sexy... I found this comment 9 times. Only sometimes on separate videos. It was 4 times on the first video I found. By the same person over like 3 different videos.
I've got a review here.
And that's it from me. Unless you want me to read it like 7
I've
more
got a
times.
review here that's 7 stars from 2004. It's called Entrapment. Is a good, entertaining movie.
Now, that is good writing right there. It tells you everything you need to know in the heading of that review.
I have to say that I liked watching Entrapment. It is a good, entertaining movie. But what I don't understand is why this movie is called a comedy. It didn't really make me laugh. It did make me smile through. It did make me smile, though, and that is already a good thing. There was some humorous parts in it, but in my opinion, that's still not enough to call it a comedy. If it isn't a comedy, what is it then? It's a well-produced action thriller which was able to keep my attention from beginning to the end, thanks to the many plot twists and the good acting. You could say, of course, that Sean Connery is still used to playing this kind of roles. He wasn't James Bond for nothing. He still knows how to play a smart gentleman who likes to play with a lot of gadgets and pretty ladies. And what an opponent he has! Catherine Zeta-Jones is really nice to look at in every way. Connery is an art thief who is able to pass the best security system, stealing the painting and making fun of the security people by changing the original painting with a picture of Elvis. Catherine Zeta-Jones investigates the crime scenes for an insurance company and tries to catch Connery. To do so, she will try to convince him that she's a thief as well, that she has planned a huge robbery, but she needs his help to complete it. Thanks to the many twists, this movie will keep you guessing till the end. Who is what, who did what to who and why, and the ending is, in comparison to other movies of this kind, a pure surprise, very subtle and truly original. That is why I reward this movie a 7.5 out of 10. Truly a good job.
Ooh, a reward.
But Sam, I have a review here that's negative, or
Oh,
more
no.
in the middle of the road area. This is the last review. I have another one. This is a smaller review, but this goes as such. Except laser scene with Zeta Jones, there is nothing else in this film. It goes as
Yes,
such.
there's literally just blank screen.
It goes as such. As I put in the title, I did not find much in this film. I have to say that Zeta Jones and Sean Connery are trying very hard to do something out of paper-thin screenplay and not very interesting plot. I tries to like this film, but I could not. Since I have to fill 10 lines.
Oh, here we go again! It's been a while!
Oh, I love her at the 40-second mark.
Since I've been filled 10 lines of text, let me just say that Catherine Zeta-Jones is a fantastic actress and very good looking. I'm sorry that she has so many health and other problems. There are rarely any people today who do not.
That's true.
That's the scene in the end with the trains was cute. Otherwise, it was not that interesting film. I'd recommend that you watch it if you do not have anything better to do in your life.
In the whole life.
And then I have the last review here. Now, this is a sad one. It's written in 1999 from Singapore. It doesn't have a star rating. It goes as such. Gorgeous Catherine and handsome Sean.
Ooh.
This is the
like
title.
a-
That's the title, and
it's
it
like a
goes.
book title.
It goes as such. I have to admit that Catherine is so gorgeous in this film, and Sean so handsome, as always, that they themselves, not the character, kept on getting my attention while we watched the film. Now to the film. The picture is not so sharp, and the audio is okay. This is the next film that we watched after The Matrix. As for the storyline, the chase scenes didn't live up to how the story was brought up, which was very good and exciting and intriguing. Sean and Catherine make a good pair in this film. Catherine didn't look like she was intimidated by working with a veteran actor like Sean. She enjoyed the film, and it looks like that, and it looks like that she actually quite overwhelmed Sean on this one. It is an honor for Hollywood actors and actresses to work with an icon like Sean, and not only Catherine was fortunate, but she did fit as Sean's sidekick. The romance that was built up between them has a good chemistry, and they really are suited as a match despite the age gap. To my surprise, the latter part of the film was shot in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, where I worked for almost 6 months.
Hey.
It is very refreshing to see our side of the world in big films with big names like this. I'm not sure about this, but it's quite weird that there are no people/commuters at the train station at 6:30 in the morning. I felt funny seeing them all alone on the station. That really didn't look realistic at all. I know for sure that KL is a busy capital, and it just doesn't look correct. On the chase scene inside the current tallest building in the world, the tear gas event is also a disappointment. I've experienced the agony of what tear gas do to your eyes, skin, and nose and / lungs, and this, without even being near the tear gas, can.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, tear gas can. I just imagine how the characters would have survived going through the smoke and then continue running away from the authorities. Sean and Catherine were great together, and the story was thrilling and exciting. If not for the sloppy chase sequences, I'd have given it 8 stars. In this case, it's just a 7.
Oh, that's a plummeting score there.
That guy experienced tear gas for real, and what a hero. He had to tell us about it.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, we're glad that you came here.
I'm glad.
And then we're glad that you also stopped ejaculating in the room and witnessed us on the show and talked with us.
You might want to wipe the underside of the table.
I'm gonna lick it like a fork.
The fork! Get the fork!
Guys, I've had the pleasure of being a co-host with Bartek. I don't know what Mr. Bartek, sorry.
Yes.
And you guys have been fantastic, amazing, wonderful listening people. If you want to support us, well, you can find us pretty easy. Spit and Polish Presents. You just put that in the old Bing search. You'll find us on iTunes, YouTube, Facebook, Podbean. We're there. Give us a thumbs up or subscribe or whatever.
Recommend us.
Follow or recommend us to your friends, family, pets. anyone that listens is an audience. You can't build a flaming cross without the wood.
What if Amy Schumer listened to this episode?
I'm glad that you asked that. Amy, if you can hear me through those ears, I'm glad that you listened. So,
Oh, you told her, Ryan.
but you couldn't hear me. So, you guys have been fantastic, amazing, wonderful, superfluously stupendous listening people. Till next time, remember to be kind to each other.
Damn, Catherine Zeta Jones is such a sexy girl. She looked so sexy naked at the 0-minute 40-second mark. Hopper, sexy girl, the most sexy girl I ever seen. I want to, so fuck her. I was thinking if I should do Sean Connery, but then I just decided, nah.
You should do it as I should do it as Sam Langsford.
Alright.
Damn, Catherine Zeta Jones. I can't do it now that I'm being forced to. Earlier I did a really good Sam.
Just make him do it normally and just claim it's you.
No, I won't do it. I'll be more. Oh no, I know what I have to do. Damn, Catherine Zeta Jones is such a sexy girl. She looks so sexy naked at the 040. Every word is emphasized. Mark Hubba, sexy girl. The most sexy girl I ever seen. So I want to fuck her. This comment appeared 9 times.
That's my note.
I know, but I just love... So we just looped this 9 times.